TV sets, just like you heard from Bello, PlayStation 5 consoles, and of course smartphones, and the grand prize of that SUV JAC S2 for 3 lucky customers. So 4 people will go watch the finals live, 3 people will be winning the SUV, and a whole lot of other wonderful prizes. But then again, virtual games and simulated reality are not included. Please take note, and of course remember to play responsibly, because no persons under the age of 18 is allowed. But then again, BetKing has made it easier for new as well as existing customers to win these prizes by creating 2 special shows in partnership with Paul Sports, where professional and of course well-crafted tipsters will guide players with facts on how to place their bets. So you can learn more about this by following pauls.ng on Facebook and of course on Instagram. Don't forget, the AFCON finals is just on Sunday, this Sunday, and of course you already have the top place match as well. So feel free to include one AFCON market. So you have tonight, which of course is Cameroon, Egypt, and then you have the third place as well as the final. And who knows, you could be going to Cameroon to be part of the 4 lucky people that will be watching the AFCON finals live, courtesy BetKing. Well, you can visit betking.com and of course just start playing, or you can as well walk into any BetKing shop to register and start playing. But Bello, your closing remarks. I mean, a whole lot of people have come to have that feeling. They've come to identify with BetKing. What's your word to them, both the online and offline customers?
Anyway, there is no better time to become a BetKing agent or customer, because after this AFCON, we are going to have World Cup in later. And you can always come to the website and become registered to play your game and also become an agent. Or you follow us on Instagram handle at BetKingNG.
Okay, all right then. So now you know it's all about things going down right here on 993 Nigeria Info. Yes, indeed, it's big time. But again, when you look at it, for people who are new to the brand, what is that thing about BetKing that, you know, it's going to be easy? Especially, I hear a whole lot of people talk about the fact that instant payout, especially when you win on your winnings. How fast is it?
Well, firstly, it's not easy for someone to win. When they win, one of the things we don't joke with in BetKing is fast payments. You understand? So that's part of the feeling when you play your game responsibly and you win your money and you got it right on time.
Not I've been since Friday. I've not seen a lot. I've not seen any. The money has not reflected in my account. Well, it's not like that. Like you heard, you definitely have it fast and quite easy as well. That feeling surely has to do with BetKing. Well, of course, it is still 99.3 Nigeria Info, and of course, it's counting down to the big one that will be the second semi-final of the Africa Cup of Nations. Adeze Michael, the lineups are out. Of course, Onana starts for Cameroon right there in goal. And of course, he will be looking to see what he can do to help his team. At the back, you have Tolo, Ngedu, and Castelletto. It's a 3-man backline, 3-5-2 actually, from the manager Tony Conceição, the Portuguese manager of Cameroon. Then you have Momi Ngamelo as the left wing back. Omgoe, Alguiza, Hongla, and Fai are the 5 men in midfield. Well, Fai is the right wing back, and Gamelu is the left wing back. So you have Goe, Anguiza, and Hongla in between, and then Vincent Abubakar up front alongside Carl Toko Akambi for Cameroon. For Egypt, it's Gabaski, who is the goalkeeper right there. You have Fatih, Hamdi, Abdelmonem, and El Neni. El Neni will be playing at the left-hand side of the defense for today. Kamal, El Solia, and El Fatou are the midfield players, while up front you have Mustafa Mohamed, Mamouche, and Mohamed Salah, the man who plays for Liverpool. I mean, 3-5-2 for Cameroon, and you look at, of course, the Egyptians 4-3-3. You think whoever is going to score first in today's game is really going to have an edge in this fixture?
Well, I don't know even about scoring first, because it's going to be dirty, it's going to be scrappy, feisty if you may. I'm looking at the formation. The Cameroonian coach has gone with virtually the formation he started with the competition with. Is that 3-5-2? Collins, Faye, and Gelu will certainly want to press down. They want to bomb forward each time they get the opportunity. They want to suppress, the likes of El Neni in there, and of course Fathi. So 4-3-3 for Egypt. 4-3-3 doesn't look to me like that is on paper. On ground, they play more like 4-5-1. Mamouche sometimes can, partner, what's his name, Mohamed Salah. It's just a little bit of that tactical switch, from Kiros, who's quite experienced in African football like this. We are highly anticipating a big clash today, and it's going to live up to billing. So I think Salah has shown that he can be quiet most of the games, but when you just give him that half chance, he can turn it into gold and punish teams. Morocco, it was more like a fight that day. It was Emmanuel Etim and I that covered the game. They fought for about 30 minutes, and then the remaining 30 minutes they used it to play football. And at the end of the day, it was Egypt that got the better part of Morocco psychologically, and of course physically. Absolutely. So I think it's going to be big. We're watching. We're waiting.
All right, we're watching. We're waiting. And of course, if you go straight to the BetKing website, www.betking.com. A win for Cameroon is a 2.35. That's what's on the BetKing platform. While, of course, a draw after 90 minutes is 2.75 odds. And then, of course, a win for Egypt is 4.00. That means they are tipping Cameroon as the side to win against Egypt. Wow. So if you feel Egypt can defy the odds, well, you know where to go. www.betking.com. Of course, for a Cameroon win or draw, 1x, that's a 1.23 odd. For anyone to win, it's 1.44, while a win or draw for Egypt is a 1.58. Over 3 goals, over 2.5 is 3 odds. Under is 1.40. So I don't know why. I don't know why, I don't know why 3 odds for over. I don't know. Maybe they just feel a whole lot of goals will not be scored in this fixture. It's going to be quite cagey affair like we saw yesterday in the game between Burkina Faso and Senegal. First half actually ended goalless.
Up to the 70th minute. Yeah. There was no goal.
And then
the 4 goals came within
20 minutes.
And again, Cameroon, they've got goals. Toko Ekambi
5
and
goals,
Vincent
6 goals.
They've got 11 goals combined.
Yeah.
So I don't know, they may be frustrated tonight, but I tell you something, when they get opportunity, they can score. Salah, Abubakar started the mind game saying Salah doesn't impress me much. Let's see who comes out on top. If Salah is going to be the man of the match, or if Vincent Abubakar is going to be the man of the match.
All right, 2 number 10s for their respective countries, looking to see who will lead them to glory. Number 10 for Cameroon is the captain Vincent Abubakar, while number 10 for Egypt is the captain Mohamed Salah. And surely it's going to be a clash of the number 10s. But then again, when you go straight to the BetKing websites, there is a live chat, Adeni Bello. The live chat helps for those who want to actually, have issues to resolve.
Yes, the live is to support online customers and hot agents.
So does one need to be an agent in order to, or somebody has to subscribe to the BetKing platform to have access to the live chat?
No, the live chat is just there for everybody.
For everyone.
Click on the live chat and start chatting. We have available trained customer care that will attend to you.
All right, so now you know, of course, it's for everybody, and that feeling, surely, that's BetKing. For those of you who've missed out on this session, well, of course, what can I say? BetKing are running their AFCON promotion, and they surely know that the feeling is one for you to be happy, to enjoy, and to feel Cameroon. That's why 4 people will be going there to watch the final on Sunday. It's not far away. After today, you have Friday, you have Saturday, and then Sunday. I'm sure winners have started emerging for those that will travel to Cameroon.
They start having the feeling already.
They started having the feeling already. So, of course, you can also have that feeling. I mean, it's not too late. The final is on Sunday. So make sure that you actually get something doing now. And, of course, between now and Sunday, so that at the end of the day, maybe Saturday latest, you guys have departed to watch the AFCON final live right there in Cameroon. Well, of course, it's all about making sure that you also win prizes. For those of you who can travel to Cameroon, just like you heard from Adini Bello, there are still betting credits to be given out, smartphones, of course, to be given out. Not forgetting the SUV JAC, yes, S2. I mean, I want to drive that car, really. I don't know. Well, again, it's all about making sure that you have that feeling and make it happen. Well, you can also visit BetKing online or any outlet close to you, whether you're in Oshodi, Abulegba, whether you're in Magodo. Wherever you are, Surulere, of course, you surely know that feeling will not elude you. It is just within your vicinity, and of course, make it happen. But then again, if you've won the car, you can still qualify to travel. That's why the feeling is something that you surely don't want to miss out on. Well, I want to say big thank you to you, Adeni Bello, for coming through right here on 993 Nigeria Info. And what message from BetKing do you have for those listening, the fans, the teaming fans?
All right, thank you for having me. Anyway, one thing about BetKing is we just want people to have feeling, and that is all.
That is all. Just that feeling. That feeling, not a feeling of disappointment, is a feeling of happiness, a feeling of satisfaction. That feeling, that's BetKing. Big thanks to our big Oga as well, talking about Mr. Femi, for coming through. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, then. So that is it right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is how we do it right here on this dial. Of course, you already know that we go all out as we count down to kick off right there at the Olembe Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, Bakari Gassama is the one to supervise the game today. Talking about the referee. We'll go get a word from BetKing, and when we come back, we'll be looking to see how we can make things happen. Big thanks to you, Adeni Bello, and of course Femi, for coming through from BetKing. Let's go get a word from BetKing, and we will be back right here on the broadcast.
You know that feeling. It's hard to explain, but you've had it before. It's that feeling when you back your team and they lift the trophy. It's that feeling when you celebrate along with your country. It's that feeling when your team scores a goal or makes an impossible save. It's that feeling you get when you bet on a game at AFCON and stand to win one of 3 cars plus your share of over 100 million naira in daily prizes. Play now, online or in our shops until 6 February. That feeling, that's BetKing. Play responsibly, no under 18s. You know that feeling. It's hard to explain, but you've had it before. It's that feeling when you back your team and they lift the trophy. It's that feeling when you celebrate along with your country. It's that feeling when your team scores a goal or makes an impossible save. It's that feeling you get when you bet on a game at AFCON and stand to win one of 3 cars plus your share of over 100 million naira in daily prizes. Play now, online or in our shops until 6 February. That feeling, that's BetKing. Play responsibly, no under 18s.
Welcome to Africa. Welcome to our coverage of the second semi-final of the African Cup of Nations. You already know it's all about Cameroon and Egypt. And yes, indeed, I remember during the group stage, Cameroon coming from Group A in a group that also had Burkina Faso. Yes, they had Burkina Faso, Cape Verde, and of course Ethiopia. That was in Group A. While of course Egypt came from Group D, where they had of course Nigeria, Sudan, and Guinea-Bissau. Yes, indeed, that was from Group D. So Egypt, they finished second, in that group. Talking about Group D, while of course Cameroon finished top in Group A, and then Cameroon eventually went off to make things happen. Remember, they started off making it happen, and that was looking all the way to beating I don't know who they took on first. I think it was Comoros. No, I'm not sure it was Comoros, but Cameroon went all Burkina Faso.
They took on Burkina Faso on March day 1, and then they beat Ethiopia.
No, I'm talking about the knockout phase.
The knockout phase, Comoros first.
Yeah, then Gambia.
Then the Gambia.
Yeah.
And this is their first stern test. Their first acid test, as some persons would like to say out there. So let's see what, how prepared mentally they are. Sometimes what killed Nigeria was that they were beating teams first three games. They were not really tested when their backs was against the wall. But let's see if Cameroon will really continue. But for Egypt, they'll carry revenge in mind. 2017, 2 goes to 1 final. They want to, inflict danger or maybe a revenge on this Cameroonian side. But the fans will be too vociferous, and Cameroon will want to really take their chances and then draw energy from the crowd from key moments. The crowd will be a very strong factor for Cameroon this evening.
When you say vociferous, I like
vociferous. They will be out there to make noise. They want to distract the Egyptians, when they want to get into their gear and their rhythm. So drawing that energy to mean so much for this Cameroonian side. And of course, somewhere watching them, supporting them, have to be the big Sameleto, telling them to go all the way to the final. He said this is a
do or die.
Well, I don't know about that. Football is not...
He said this is a do or die affair.
Unless you join them to, play the game. But Egypt, I tell you one thing, there's something about Egyptians team that are very, very rough. They are very, very, resilient. They are gritty. I think that's the word, they're gritty.
They're gritty.
Watch out for them.
They are gritty. Of course, it's a clash of two titans in the second Africa Cup of Nations semi-final as five-time champions Cameroon, who've reached this stage for the 9th time, meet Egypt, the only team to have won this competition more often than them 7 times. Cameroon, the tournament hosts, are now unbeaten in 9 matches and are bidding to make more history, having won each of their last 8 AFCON semi-final outings without conceding. Adding to the sense of the occasion, these two giants of African football haven't met since the 2017 AFCON final, a game in which Cameroon won 2-1 to end a prior 7-match winless head-to-head sequence, with the indomitable Lions scoring 6 of their last 9 goals after halftime. If they are behind at the break, as they were 5 years ago, they won't be overly worried. Also used to going the distance, Egypt, remember, won on penalties in their round of 16th victory against Ivory Coast and needed extra time to see off Morocco 2-1 in the quarter-final. Ladies and gentlemen, Emmanuel Etim, he's been prepping for this game for 4 days now. Make it fire. And he's ready to serve you this one alongside Azubike Onitsha. This is the first time I'm seeing him since Cameroon. I don't know if it's the right time for me to collect the gift that he bought from Cameroon, but I'll wait till after his commentary duties.
What did he give us? Nothing.
He didn't give you anything.
In fact, he even took from me on Sunday.
You're not special to him.
I
and Emmanuel have a special relationship.
Nothing back.
Our relationship,
absolutely nothing.
Our relationship stems from way back. So if he didn't give you, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, they are ready, and it's our time to say bye-bye. But hey, stay here because it's Cameroon up against Egypt. Commentaries concerning this one coming from Emmanuel Etim and Azubike Onitsha.
Looking from the window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was to love you again. All I needed for another day. And oh, Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was a little bit. All I needed for another day. And all I ever knew, only you.
Hello and welcome to our coverage of the 33rd edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. It's the second semi-final, one of the most intriguing matches at AFCON 2021. A fixture involving two of the competition's most successful teams vying for a place in the final, where they would have to battle against the Teranga Lions of Senegal, who last night secured passage to the finale with a convincing 3-1 win against Burkina Faso. As these players march onto the pitch, they know the next chapter is theirs to write. Their pen, ink and their boots well laced. The anthems are upon us. First, Biliadi Laki Hubi Wafur Adir, the national anthem of Egypt.
Guy, every day these arguments don't earn you a dime.
Know about football and be amongst the 5 lucky winners to win an all-expense-paid trip to Cameroon 2021. 10,000 naira daily for 10 lucky winners and 1 million naira monthly for one true Naija fan. Just dial *205# to turn up these fabulous prizes at the cost of 50 naira and 200 naira for the daily and weekly draws. Remember, terms and conditions apply.
And now, Chant de Réalimé, the rallying song of Cameroon. The importance of this game and the current form have set the tone for this contest, as both teams have shown their grit to get to this point. Here's the team news for the home side. Cameroon. Andre Onana retains his place in goal. There's Colin Fye, Michael Ngeju, Jean-Charles Castelletto, Nuhutolo, Samuel Ohumgud, Andre Frank Zambo and Giza. The other players to mention: Martin Hongla, Mumengamelu, Carl Tukwin Kambi, second top scorer in the competition and tournament top scorer, captain of this indomitable Lions at AFCON 2021. His name, Vansa Abubakar. The Egyptians have heavens to thank. Goalkeeper Abu Gabal passed the lit fitness test. He starts in goal as Omar Kamal, Mahmoud El Wench, Mohamed Abdul Manim, Ahmed Abu El Fatu, Mohamed El Neni, Amir El Solaya, Hamdi Fati, Omar Mamouche, Mustafa Mohamed, and Captain Mohamed Salah. Emmanuel Atim, this is Nigeria in Fabio, commentator for this encounter. Azubike Onicha will provide Kolo Azu, not mincing words. This is a fixture you can classify as the final before the final.
Yeah, the final before the final. Good evening to you, Manuel, and the listener out there. What a game before us. A Cameroonian team that played one of the best football so far we've seen in this tournament against an Egyptian side that picked up after that loss against Nigeria. The 50th game of this tournament is just before us, and I don't just know how to feel. Electric is how I feel at this point in time. It's going to be an electric game already, with the Egyptians looking with their all-white jerseys coming out for a game like this. Their man, Captain Mohamed Salah, is looking straight in the eyes of that man, Vasant Abubakar. And I tell you, Mano, it's a game that's just going to be very interesting. I just want to enjoy it and let the best team win.
The man who's been saddled with the duty of officiating this encounter is one of the best on the continent. He's Bakary Gassama, a Gambian who will be assisted by Jacinto Santos and Asensio Marigola. A fourth official is Amzdane Suleiman. As the VAR room to be occupied by Haytham Gurat, Khalil Hassani and Lalu Banbraham. Antonio Conceição is the coach of the Cameroonian national side. He'll be hoping trying to match the feat achieved by Hugo Bruce and Wilfried Schaaffer, some of the former Cameroonian managers who won them the biggest prize on the continent. He's Portuguese. He'll be up against a man who also understands the trade, Carlos Queiroz, but he doesn't have success to paint his own picture. Aerial view of the Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. A 60,000 capacity that's got the presence of a Fecafoot president, Samuel Fields. He was appointed president sometime in December. He knows this will be the real contest for them since the tournament began. From the whistles of Gassama, it's kicked off. The two most successful sides in the tournament history with 12 titles between them. Two very evenly matched teams who surely understand the significance of today's occasion. If this goes the distance, talking about penalties, we wouldn't be surprised. It's taken 1,825 days, 4 years, 11 months, 30 days. And we have a repeat of the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations final. Cameroon in their home outfit, traditional colours of green shirt, red shorts and yellow socks. As you mentioned, the colouring of the Egyptians, they're all white today. Whatever the outcome, this game would never be forgotten, not with the players involved. Cameroon will be playing from left to right. The Egyptians will attack from right to left. The first picture of the goalkeepers is that of the Egyptian goalkeeper we've seen.
And I tell you, it's something really instrumental. Or for those who are listening for the first time or following this game, 29 games it is currently between these two sides, both officially and unofficially. And you want to give it to the Egyptians. 15 wins, 7 draws and 6 losses. Against the Cameroonian side, they lost to in 2017. But don't forget, they beat this same team in the final. Amarazaki scored the only goal in 2008. And in 2010, it was on their way to the final, the quarterfinal. The Egyptians also got past the Cameroonians. Gado and the likes scoring 3 of those goals and to beat the Cameroonians by 3-1. If you are looking for an opponent against the Cameroonians, a boogie team for them, it has to be the Egyptians. I tell you, 12 titles between them, 12 goals between the two top strikers for the Cameroonians. Everything is just interesting. I'm just smiling and watching this game with some kind of pressure. I don't know where it's coming from, Emmanuel. Maybe you lay your hands on me and just say be healed.
You get your blessings. I tell you, it's the same way, just knowing that I'll be assigned for this fixture, and even without the Nigerian team presence, these are some of the games as commentators you live for. The Cameroonians have got the fans behind him, and they'll try to get this cross into the deep, unsuccessful there from Ngamelu. It's the man who adorns the Indomitable Lions outfit, jersey number 3, and already seeing the presence of Ambra Ngisa. They've got physical players, they've got players who can run with the ball. The Egyptians have history when it comes to the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, for anybody you can choose to argue, but I think this is a Cameroonian team that has that physicality and also skill. I see them playing the balls with ease without having to struggle or trying to force their ways through. They've been just brilliant. Ngomelu has been impressive. So I've seen him play on the right, on the left, and it's just been that very instrumental player. The one I always love, Anguissa, has also been very much instrumental from that midfield, moving from Villarreal to Napoli, and it's shown all of those experiences, making sure that those passes get to Vasant Abubakar, and also Carl Toko Ekambi, the Lyon man who's now with Rangers.
As the players who've combined to aid Cameroon's progress at AFCON 2021, Carl Toko Ekambi and Vasant Abubakar. Players first and second when you consider the statistics of top goal scorers at AFCON. The latter with 6 goals, the former on 5. And both managers already just walking around the technical area. But it's all possession for Cameroon. A drive through from the left side of their attack. Safe hands of the goalkeeper, Buildup. It's a man who almost didn't make this fixture. Picked up an injury in the last game. The round of 16 fixture against Morocco had to be pressured out of the action and replaced by top choice Mohamed Sobi. But he's fit enough to start, knowing full well as you that they are without number 1 choice Mohamed El Shenawi.
And that's just one painful news for the Egyptians. A lot of at least 3 top injuries, and it's been moving that way, 1 player each for each of the games. Before now, we knew Ghazi was also out, the former West Brom man. And right now they have a goalkeeper to bother about, and that's where the Egyptians have built their strength a lot of times. Remember that man, what's his name again? El Adri, the man who won 3 AFCONs for the Cameroonians under Hassan Chiata, 2008, 2010. 2 of those times they won 3 straight AFCONs. They built from the goalkeeping department, and I tell you, that's one of the greatest goalkeepers we've ever seen in Africa. Having that man miss out on this game is going to be a huge pressure for the man who's actually in goal today. But I know the Egyptians, they can always keep their confidence, even with the amount of players they've lost so far.
It was a partnership that worked. Hassan Chahata and Al Hadris, just like MTN and their love for Nigerian football. They also been refreshed on the broadcast and our coverage of AFCON 2021 by Coca-Cola. Hands up, appreciation for that intense there. Vincent Abubakar, what a tournament he's having. Not many would have fancied him to score as high as 6 before the AFCON started.
That's a man who, really, while he was at Porto, he didn't even have this kind of form. We saw him share some of those balls and with Mbasasog and the likes. But this time around, it's just been that man who's been so electric moving up front, showing no signs of him hitting 30 at any point in time. And the brilliance in front of goal has just been second to none.
Egyptians with possession in their half. Had the intention to clear by El Dermanem, intercepted by Goué. Is that the way you like to call him?
The number 14 man for the Cameroonian national team. A bit confusing. I've also struggled with that name at some point, but you just call him Goué. The team most times is silent.
Silence. Sometimes it's permissive, different ways to call players, but you've just got to find the best local tongue and stick with it. You also do not want to confuse your audience listening. It's like having to call Del Kite, and the whatnot, but there's always that correct way of pronouncing names. Good turn from the Cameroonians, an opportunity for them to attack on the right hand side. The chant from the Olympia Stadium. Already seen Abdul El Fatih. Somehow feels like the intention from the Cameroonian coach Tony Conceição is to attack the Egyptian fullback. They've domiciled their possession on the right side of attack for Cameroon.
And that's where Cameroonians have their strength. Collins Fire and Gomelu, the combination is second to none. I don't know how they get this movement up front. At times you'll be expecting Gomelu to be on the left. He's playing on the right to support the same man Fire. I think that's my right back already for the tournament and so far. So instrumental, mixing those crosses, has gotten 1 or 2 assists in this tournament. I've been following the Cameroonians from the opening game, and Fire has just been one of those men that you might not look out for, but anytime he moves forward, most likely there's a danger, at least with the cross he's going to put up. He doesn't just square the ball like any other player. He's got that beautiful move when he goes to the final third or plays from the flanks, moving from defense to attack. And that's why you see the likes of Abubakar enjoying 1 or 2 of the assists from that man, Collins Fire.
One of the top providers of goals this tournament, alongside a man who's exited the competition now, a PSG fullback, Achraf Hakimi.
Wonderful guy who scored 2 free kicks in this tournament. Those free kicks, man, you don't pay for them. You're just happy that you have Africans doing really well for their national teams. No disrespect to the one scored by the Comoros midfielder. I can't remember his name in that game against. I think it was against Cameroon in the knockout stages of this tournament. That was one of the goals of the tournament. So at least we've seen 3 good free kicks in this tournament. That's brilliance from the African players generally.
Mohamed El Neni, a man who scored the only goal in that 2017 final for the Egyptians. When 2 players who were on the score sheet are on the pitch tonight, Abubakar and the Egyptians. El Neni, here comes Egypt, the first real shot That's right at the face of goal. Mohamed Saleh's first presence known. He had eyes on the ball, but just not the direction.
No one comes close to that man. He maybe hit the ball. I just knew this is a Salah hit, but maybe didn't connect so well with his foot. And they have a great goalkeeper, Onana, talking about the Cameroonians. He was ready for that. Already, I'm showing his reflex as far as that ball went, even if it went high and wide.
9 minutes of action played in Yaoundé, the Olympic Stadium. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0, who were refreshed by Coca-Cola and MTN, who are proud supporters of Nigerian football. Collins Fire has gone down, but the free kick will be in his favour, it seems.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think it was shooted off by that man, the number 22 man Mamouche for Egypt.
One of my best performers in that round of 16 game against Morocco. It's good to see him start. He's naturally a man who plays from the left side of attack, but you can see him everywhere on
exactly.
the pitch.
That was in the quarterfinal.
The quarterfinal, yes.
Yeah. He was instrumental against the Moroccans, even if it was Strasbourg who came on to get the only goal of that encounter. It was that was one of the goals of the encounter. I think it was
Salah got the first equaliser, then into extra time. Trezeguet, 100 minutes just to be exact, is when that goal came. And it's a free kick to the Egyptians. Alpha 2, it's the man who been gifted this opportunity. Mamouche will stand over it. It's not in a Salah-like position here. There's no reason for the Cameroonians to be afraid. Taken quickly. El Neni goes it across to find Kamal. They've got a few players just hovering around. Salah waiting for the ball. Ball is back to El Neni, a bit central. He could have gone left. He decided to go right, and it was intercepted right on the penalty act now. Cleared out to safety by Ngeidu. He's got the presence and also has concentration.
That's another man who should make it to the defense in the 11 of the CAF 11.
Regardless of the outcome.
Regardless of the outcome, he's been just that rock solid defender so far in this tournament. You can't talk about the Cameroonians and not mention Ngeidu. Another man I looked out for was that man yesterday, Tapsoba. Everywhere you see the Senegalese attacking, you see that man. He was almost going to cost a penalty for his team, but kept it watertight at the back. A lot of players have just come out to show their qualities in this tournament, and I'm very happy and I'm satisfied so far with what we've seen. Even if it didn't start as expected, the teams grew into the tournament. I was seeing so very good football and showing that if Africans can continue like this, we'll be seeing them move up the ranks. And the highest we've seen so far in a very long time was that time we saw Nigeria number 5 and number 11 in the world rankings. Senegalese are the highest, currently 20. Not so bad, but I think we can do better as far as African football is concerned. That might just help increase the coefficient in qualifying African teams for the World Cup, at least beyond 5.
The same emotions that has hovered around the beautiful game since the first edition of the African Cup of Nations 64 years ago. Is same in 2022. Free kick to Cameroon. Ahmed Fateh is the man who's been adjudged to have brought down, and Carlos Queiroz went down sarcastically with his hands up, saying, "What have I done to deserve this sort of officiating?" And it's just 12 minutes, and he cannot believe that decision taken by referee Bakary Gassama. Was that a free kick?
That was a free kick, and he should have seen it better. I didn't expect him to go on his knees. Maybe he's just praying to God. It's okay, please let him start going my way. That's a man who was in charge of Iran for almost 10 years and is actually having issues with Papa Gassama already. I hope he doesn't get a yellow card.
And he's getting angry at the assistant referee, assistant manager, who was shown a yellow card in that game against Morocco. Actually, both coaches got a piece of
exactly
the officials.
And I'm wondering why one cannot calm the other to bring them back. They are both doing the same thing. Why should two coaches be angry at the same time? Are you sure Queiroz did his homework in selecting his assistant?
Carlos Queiroz and Roger Desadi, South African, who's his assistant. And it's a free kick that could be concerning for the Egyptians. It's on the right-hand side. That'll be taken by Ngamelu. Should be easy for goalkeeper. Comes out. It doesn't make a meal out of it. Abu Kabal just also might have got clipped a bit.
I think that was heavy from Ngamelu. Went straight out. Too deep, didn't come out. I thought it was going to be an out winger, so the players can actually put their heads into it, but maybe didn't get what he wanted. The ball didn't hit his foot the right way. You can see the goalkeeper for Egypt complaining really harshly. It's going to really be a fierce encounter from what we've seen from the start.
Just like that, Klater was himself and Hongla. We've got the players on the bench, just the reserve goalkeeper. Mohamed Sobi. So played a part in that round of 16 game, quarter-final fixture, beg your pardon, against Morocco. So taking it, all Morocco, all Cameroon now. Got to get the other North African side out of my thumb tonight. Not sure they'll be rooting for Egypt tonight. Now they're in Casablanca. They might just be hoping that Cameroon does one pass like the Nigerians were celebrating when Tunisia got knocked out of the competition by Burkina Faso, who themselves been knocked out by Senegal. Now Paul Satan, second 45. The first level was by KG. Here they come though. It's pace of pass. The push would come. The composure from Fatih. You give credit to who is due. It was more of a Mohamed Abdul Minim. Quickly taken. Vincent Abubakar approaching the penalty area on the left hand side. Try to go solo. But he's been well marked. And the clearance is to perfection. It will be a throw to Cameroon. Just inches away from the corner flag on the left hand side.
A totally different kind of player from Samuel Eto'o, but when you talk about goals, you want to give it to Abubakar. He's done so well for the national team, always present. You don't take an eye off him. I think that's what the Egyptians tried doing right there. They were a bit lucky. Abubakar didn't go past that man and didn't cause an offense, because that would have been a penalty. But that's what the Egyptians know how to do.
Cameroon in self-possession again in the penalty box on the right-hand side. This could be a problem for Egypt. A cutback was decent. Straight to the safe hands of the goalkeeper. It was Kaotoko Ekambi.
I think he's picked up from that second game and just never stopped playing good football. Kaotoko Ekambi, the Leon man, instrumental in every of those games. I like his quick feet, though he can be very disappointing at times, but he's not shown that, like I said after the first game. He's just stood out and played some class in his kind of game. The Egyptians are playing a bit scared. The Cameroonians are taking over everything, showing that they are playing at home, and that's what you expect. If a team can come down to Nigeria right here in Lagos and put the Nigerian team under pressure with 2 goals in year 2000, what then do you expect when they play at their own home front? The Cameroonians are really doing well so far as far as this game is concerned.
Well, the Olympia Stadium where this fixture is ongoing has been capped at 80% capacity. That's just 48,000 spectators. All fixtures involving Cameroon at the AFCON. That's just to ensure that we don't have the sin which eventually did befall the country. That's an unfortunate incident. Had football fans dying last Monday's deadly stampede at the stadium.
That was against Comoros.
Yeah, it was against just before the game against Comoros, but the news was somehow enveloped until the game had ended. That's when that report came out, and there's something charitable from the Cameroonian players. They've asked the FA president that their knockout bonuses be donated to the victims of that incident.
That's a great one. I also saw Samuel Eto'o, the FECAFOOT president, former striker for the Cameroon national team, go to the hospitals to actually visit those victims, and it was all smiles on their faces. Lovely moves from the Cameroonians, just to show that they're also human and they can do something humanitarian as far as protecting fans and also showing them love is concerned.
Yes, the stadium south entrance wasn't opened and somehow just caused that unfortunate incident. But back to the pitch. It's been lots of Al Sulaya here. It's the defensive midfielder for the Egyptians. They're going to try to defend this attacking foray for the Cameroonians. An appeal for a goal kick. Well, it would be a corner.
Yeah, I was wondering why he was shooting that ball, because you knew you touched the ball clearly.
Zambo and Giza.
Oh, he actually didn't touch it.
So his
and
appeal for a goal kick was
right,
legitimate.
Yeah, so
and the assistant referee didn't say it.
There is no VAR for goal kicks and corner kicks.
But if this leads to a goal,
it will be so painful, and I think that's one thing you should actually look out for, because I think we've seen a situation like that when it happened. But just to reduce that many times you have to stop football, maybe we'll be seeing robots in the next AFCON. Seems to be happening at the World Club Cup.
I saw pictures of
from tomorrow.
Trying to aid the referees. A corner to come, Ngamelu for Cameroon. The header got it! Hits the crossbar! And the follow-up inches away. The Cameroonians are appealing for another corner kick. And it was Captain Vincent Abubakar with that towering header off across from Ngamelu. Well, it wasn't entirely his pleasure. It was more of Ngeju who went in for that header, hit the crossbar. The goalkeeper couldn't see this.
He couldn't see that. Ngeju just went really high and struck the ball against the post, come the crossbar. Brilliant header from that young man. Ngeidu. At least we would have seen some of the players score aside Boson Abubakar and also Kaltoke Kambi. 12 goals and just 2 men sharing that. It looks like if they both kick them out, they will stop scoring. Stop deceiving yourself, that won't happen. Because anybody can put the ball in the back of. I think they've just been the fortunate ones. We've seen Chipo Moting also come close, even after coming off the bench. And some other players doing really well, even from the flanks, as far as the Cameroonians are concerned.
About 28 players registered for Cameroon. Just 2 players have scored all their goals at AFCON 2021. And that's opportunity again on replay from Ngeidu. And the reason why the camera is pan on Vincent Abubakar is because he followed through. Took a deflection, yes, the rebound. That's the reason why we've got a corner. But first, a player will have to be attended to. So play has been stopped momentarily. And it will continue now. 19 minutes of action play. The coverage refreshed by Coca-Cola. MTN, proud supporters of Nigerian football. Almost an opportunity for Cameroon in the penalty box. They've completely camped in the half of the Egyptians. And the first time in a while we're seeing their Castellato.
Brilliant player. He struck the ball against his own foot. He would have put that ball in the back of the net. That was Ngeidu again. Ngeidu almost got the first goal for Conceição side. A man who has coached this team so well. I've seen his brilliance and puts out. He's shown everything that we've seen him do as a coach for this team. And he will just hope that this pays off. Ngeidu struck the ball with his left foot and he hit his right. You know how that happens for those who have played football or who still play football. It can be really, really painful. And it happens to defenders a lot of times, not those very good schemers. Imagine JJ hitting one ball against the other foot. You will be wondering, right? So as a defender, I think it's expected.
Ahmed Fatu to take the throw for Egypt, just inches away from his coach, Carlos Queiroz, a 30th non-Egyptian who's managed the Pharaohs since 1920. They've had their fair share of foreign managers. But he replaced a local lad, legendary Hussein El Badri, last year. Possession again back to Cameroon. So seeing 21 minutes of action played. The Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. Ball all the way back to Andre Onana. He's on sabbatical at the moment. No real threat. Mohamed Abdul Manim with an aerial interception. Across would be swung in by Collins Fye. Defended well by Abdul Manim. There's Al Sulaya. El Neni now central. Back to Al Sulaya. He's got support on the left hand side. Tries to find Mamouche. Possession. Rolls it back to find El Neni. All Egypt now. Flung to the right hand side to get Kamal involved. They're approaching the penalty area on the right hand side. Going a bit central now. Kamal. That's a joke of a strike.
Looked like a threat from the distance, but later we just knew this is something really wide.
Omar Kamala. That's the 28-year-old who plays his football with Future. And the playback of that opportunity. And never became one for Ngeidu.
Looks like a very top player that I know. I'm struggling with the name of that player. So much semblance. Ngeidu. A top player also for an African country. I hope I remember that name as quickly as possible. I think, but even if he can't get the goals, it's been watertight at the back. Just making sure that the Cameroonians are putting that stop and that bar to just make sure that anybody who is coming close has to be well prepared to get past a rock-solid defense. The Cameroonian defense that has hardly considered goals in recent times, even if they didn't do so well as far as the group stage is concerned, as far as considered goals, also considering goals outside in the group stage is concerned. But so far, they've improved. And they've shown that combination from the top 4 guys who are also helping the attack and making sure that the Cameroonians are my threat from defense down to the front.
Good control. Collins Fye trying to combine with Tingamelu, but possession regained. They will try to keep it in play on the left side of their defense. And well done, Mustafa Mohamed for Egypt, the left back. And he's just given away possession. No real threat there. So Cameroon regain play. They would start to build from the back in their own half. Combined effort of Tolo, Ngeidu and Castellato. They've kept off players like Fatih Mamouche and Mohamed Salah. A good piece of passing from the Cameroonians on the far right inside now. Any trip could be costly for Egypt. Fortunately for him, he went down unchallenged. Mamouche given away possession again. Zambo Anguissa turns to face the left-hand side, whips it across into the box. Goalkeeper Cam, strong fist from Mohamed Abu Gabar. El Neni has it. El Neni has lost possession on the left-hand side. That's all Cameroon now as it's been since this encounter began. That's headed off the shoulders of Abubakar, who's back. Is facing the opposition goal. Goalkeeper has gone down again. Mohamed Abu Gabara seemed to have hurt his right underarm. And referee jogging to the crime scene, Bakary Gassama. The goalkeeper is still down. It's not the first time we'll see this picture at the African Cup of Nations, and it's not the first time we would see Mohamed Sobi be asked to warm up. That's the third choice goalkeeper.
Could that be their ritual? I think it came on the last time when they went past the Moroccan national team.
Well,
it's going to be really painful
early this time.
and it's going to be dangerous because having the third goalkeeper, we might be seeing an experience. If something happens to him, what happened in the game for Comoros, even if it wasn't an injury, it happened again. But that was a great punch from the goalkeeper.
And Abubakar is a strong man. It was a fair collision.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a situation where the referee would have to go check the video assistant review monitor on pitch side and decide if
there'll be no need. He actually hit Basson. But in the end, that's still, like you said, the physicality of that young man affected the goalkeeper. And I hope he gets back on his feet. It looks like one is going to continue the game.
Abubakar is 30. Mohamed Abu Gabar is 32. And again, the replay there, and every time it's showed in slow motion, it just looks like the goalkeeper did hurt his rib. And Abubakar is shaking his head, just saying, well, let's just get this game on the road. We've got a final to play in.
So hungry, playing like the game has not even started, like nothing has happened for him, like they have to win this game. And that's what you expect from a striker and also a talismanic leader. He's shown that quality as a captain, not just with scoring goals, but how he has lifted his team. You cannot look at his face and say you don't want to play football. You might just call on the coach to say, man, I think this guy is not representing what we want to do right here at the stadium. That's just on a lighter note, but that's how much he has taken this game upon himself from Hassan Abubakar. Every game you've seen him play, he plays with that passion. And that's what you expect from your captain.
Toko Ekambi, the hero of the quarterfinal fixture against the Gambia, the Japoma Stadium in Douala. The same day we put on a flight back to our home country. There's quite this scene in that city. The fans enjoyed the opportunity of watching their national team play is proud to that quarterfinal fixture. They've only played at this stadium in Yaoundé. There's an opportunity though for them to come through. Hongla just giving away possession, well done by Omar Kamal. He was also assisted by Al Sulaya. It's brilliant how the Egyptians have defended in this fixture. Cameroon regained possession. They're camped in Egypt half. A reminder, Egypt are playing from right to left. Cameroon attacking from left to right. Still heavier pass. Couldn't get across to Zambo and Giza. I would still appreciate that effort from Castelletto.
A lovely move, even if the pass didn't connect him as he would have wanted. For the Egyptians, I think they are careful not putting too many balls to Mohamed Salah, so he's not easily caged out. So maybe they are looking at just one move, maybe early in the second half, give it to Salah, and he just takes on those runs, and they start attacking from the other side. Mamouche is the one doing more of the work at this point, and then he's controlling that midfield, even if he has missed one or two passes. And Salah has been quiet, maybe intentionally, because I've not seen too many players put on him like we saw against the Super Eagles. The opening game of the Group B games. But I think the Egyptians know what they are doing. Carlos Queiroz must have done his homework. This is a man who's been coaching at least 1-2 on the 20s tournaments and with the Portuguese national team 1989-1991. Former assistant to Manchester United, two different stints, and also former coach of Real Madrid. So all of these experiences is what is actually playing right here. They've had their bad day in the group stages, and right now they are picking it one step at a time. Don't forget, these guys have gone all the way to 120 minutes in their last two games. So it's going to come to play in a game like this, and that's why they're taking it really careful. The Cameroonians are light, ready to go, and also have the support of the 12th men, the fans. Everything working out for them so far until the Egyptians maybe hit them with just one goal.
Goalkeeper this time, Andre Onana with a clearance onto the part of Omar Kamal. El Neni has it. close to the centre arc, India half, Egypt half. He's turned to the left hand side. He's readjusted his body to float the pass to the far right hand side. Sikin to get his teammate involved in the action. It wouldn't be the situation. It would be a throw to the home side Cameroon. There's no way you watch them play in international football and not remember what befell the team in the 72nd minute, sometime in 2003, the FIFA Confederation Cup. A semi-final against Colombia. Memories of Mac Vivian Foe. Just like the Nigerians also always have that memory of Samuel Okoroji, players who paid the ultimate price doing what they love. And in 2021 it's been all clear, and we're super grateful for that. This pass is intercepted by a Egyptian fullback Ahmed Fatou. Gesticulations from the manager Carlos Queiroz, just saying you've got to hold the ball in and try to distribute it. He's got his AirPods. He might be getting some extra support. It's intentional from the director to just zoom into his left ear. Who's calling Queiroz when he's got a semi-final game? Might be his children, you never know.
That might be some extra cool call. Remember, MTN is the major sponsor.
I feel you, yes.
We still have extra cool. Don't mind me taking you back to those days in campus where
when you were still off the wall. I think as was a new man now, as all things as they say has passed away.
There was never hope things, man.
Oh, you've always been a righteous man.
I did have that.
I agree. As white as the Egyptian outfit. Here's El Neni. Those are across the fine supports in Al Salaya. And for us who look like the Cameroonians, still have that vision. Oh, that's an error. Could be concerning though. Francis Abubakar is up front, but his teammates are felt by Mohamed Salah, who's taking one for the team. I'll be surprised if a yellow card is shown to the Egyptian captain. It would just be a talking to. He went in hard on Hongla.
Professional foul, I tell you. Was brilliant on that one. On Toko Kambi.
The one was Toko Kambi.
Yeah. He knows him so well. He knows how dangerous that young man can be.
He was intelligent.
Yeah. He hit the first one, he didn't go down. The Yorubas will say, I think that's how we
There's no way you'd survive that.
You can't. Because it's actually on motion. I think it was a brilliant one from the captain. You don't just go there to score goals and motivate the players. There are some actions you need to take. Before that free kick is taken, you were talking about players who lost their lives on the pitch. Antonio Preta, the man who played for Sevilla, I think he was just 22 years in 2007. Didn't die on the pitch. I think he died days after. Also had this attack, and that's why we're happy for someone like Eriksen, who's back into football once again. What a joy when I saw that testimony, and also saw him getting that deal with Brentford, right?
Yes, the
Christian
Bees.
Eriksen, yeah.
Yeah, so we're all fans of Brentford Football Club. Keep them in the Premier League. And for now, the Egyptians are defending. It's a good comeback. And there was a follow-up there from Karl Toko Ekambi, straight to the safe hands of goalkeeper Mahmoud Mohamed Abu Gabar. They are beginning to probe, and some would say by virtue of the performance, it's just a matter of time before Egypt concede, maybe. Frustration on the face of the coach, Tony Conceição.
It has to be. It has to be. His team has done so well, but the goals are not coming. And I wonder, it's either Ekambi or Abubakar in front of that goal, hitting that final ball most times. I don't know if it was planned or it's a training ground technique.
No one else goes close to the goal then. Toko and Abubakar.
Yeah.
Strong defensive play from Castellato. It's the first time in about 5 minutes that we're seeing the Egyptians on the half coverage after 32 minutes, refreshed by Coca-Cola and MTN, who are proud supporters of Nigerian football. Mamouche, haven't seen him much in this game.
But I like his fleet foot. I like the way he moves the ball. He might be facing the standard opponents today, and also playing against the 12th man, also the fans, can be very difficult. But these are games that actually decide and separate the boys from the men, whether you're playing at home or not. Doesn't matter. Or playing against the home team, all you need to do is come out real hard and show why you have chosen to play football above every other thing.
Collins fire with a throw for his captain Abubakar on the right hand side, close to the byline. Infield to find Toko Ekambi. That's a fortunate pass there from Sambo Ngisa. And a heavy pass that's rolled out of touch for a goal kick to Egypt. Frustration, the man I just mentioned, and Toko Ekambi would gaze upon the scoreboard. At the moment, having his pictures displayed on the big screen. That replay, that opportunity that could have been first for the Cameroonians. That's good positioning also from the Egyptian goalie, Abu Gabara, the 32-year-old Zamalek goalkeeper. Goal kick taken quickly. Abdul Minim finds Fatu. El Neni with a back pass. It's very dicey in possession. Regained by Egypt. At the toss of the live grenade. In a position where safety first. Back to El Neni. Seen most of the ball in the middle of the park for the Egyptians.
Yeah.
Fatu. A floater to the right hand side to find El Wanch. Oh, Wanch as the case is. I genuinely wouldn't have to pronounce something entirely different. You just take it with a W and replace it with a Y.
I remember some years back, Emmanuel,
Yes.
you were covering the game. I was listening from home, and you mentioned a Lackley, and a fan called him with so much anger. I know you remember this day. Said, no, it's a Lally. Don't do this. I was like, really? People can be really passionate about names.
Oh, yeah.
I understand when you say a lot of this stuff about names.
Yeah, it's important. It's the identity, and Mamouche just couldn't keep the ball in play. The frustration on the face of Abul Ahmed Fatu. That's the fullback. It's been a bit controlled by Cameroon, and that's why the intensity of this game seemed to have evaporated. I expected Gengen pressing from the two sides. It's more technical from the Egyptians. It's a heavy pass. Required more than a Ferrari to keep it in play. Toki and Kambi part of the action. He was seeking out Hongla. And also in the mix you do have Collins Fai, a right back. A bit disjointed, the passing from the Egyptians.
Yeah, when you say Gengen pressing, it's not done by Salah, it's done by Jurgen Klopp. So even when Salah is here, the Liverpoolians are still doing what they have to do. Carlos Queiroz is 68. You expect him to take things a bit calmer. I've not known him to be that kind of a coach who wants to push the ball really hard. Although they did something really wonderful against the Ivorians, how they got to stop the Ivorians who were coming on the back of defeating Algeria in a classic game, going to make sure they didn't score and pressing and almost getting a lot of goals in that game. It's still really surprising to me, and that's what has given the Egyptians that subscription to play against the Cameroonian team and have the hope of actually knocking them out. They are playing like the third final already in this tournament. They played against Morocco, played earlier against the Ivorians, and now they are up against the top team in the Cameroonians, the host of the tournament. So you expect them to be a bit calmer. I'm expecting the Egyptians to come out a bit in the second half. They are not scared of playing another extra time game, and you can also understand that 60 extra minutes from what any other team is saying could be part of this. That was a lovely move from the number 22 man for 25 man rather for Motolo for Cameroon. Went past the Egyptian, just skimmed the ball over his head, but brilliant and professional foul. Thanks to the experiences of Gassama, who made sure he stops that one and actually gave him a yellow card.
37 minutes of action played. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. Coverage refreshed by Coca-Cola and MTN, proud supporters of Nigerian football. It's a free kick to Cameroon. Ngamelu, we've seen one into the penalty box, headed back. Well miscued. That'll be second for a strike from over 20 yards. And the player has been clipped. The referee thought the challenge was fair. The Egyptians can break away now. It's 3 against 2. Make it 3 against 4. But still possession with Egypt on the left-hand side. Oh, yes. Oh, disappointing pass, but Salah still has possession. Mohamed Salah is back at goal. He's been tripped. Free kick to Egypt. That's right in front of the assistant referee, and this could be concerning for the Cameroonians. Mohamed Salah does look like that stump hurts.
He had to. And I like what he did right there. He knew the ball didn't go in his favor as much. Just danced him and confused the defender, who he has put under some pressure at this point. A lovely move from the Egyptians. I like the way they countered. But the mistake they made was not getting the ball early enough to Salah before they had too many defenders and defending. He would have just run past that many defender at that point and caused more troubles easily.
We appreciate all those who are also part of the broadcast via our Facebook live stream. Nigeria space info space 993. During the course of the broadcast at the second 45, we try to accommodate some of your comments. But here's a free kick to the Egyptian side. Been pretty much pedestrian. Salah, that's disappointing from a player with sort of quality he possesses. He's offside, but the header comes, and goalkeeper Onana with a one-handed save. Certainly should have been called offside. The Egyptian central defender, Ahmed Fati. That's a good call from the assistant referee, Jason Dos Santos. Cameroon with the possession into the final 7 minutes of what has been a Cameroonian half. The most important statistics, as they say in football, as the goals at the moment, it's even Stevens. Free kick should come. Carlos Queiroz is going completely bonkers on the touchline. And the referee has given a free kick to Cameroon against Egypt.
But that should be an Egyptian free kick. I think that should be an Egyptian free kick. But I must fault the Egyptians. They are not taking advantage of the other side of the pitch. Why are you coming back to this side when you have spaces on the other end? The number 14 man has not done well, Mohamed, in that move. You had the space to move the ball to the other direction, and you came back to where it is choked up already. Easily the Cameroonians would have taken the ball from him. But was that really an offside?
Oh, the player who got the header to it.
It wasn't offside. I think it was just the third man. I was going to mention that, but I wanted to be very sure. Even though I didn't see it so well, and the second time it was sure.
Oh, surprising to see him though. He hasn't been the remarks he made days earlier as FIFA President Gianni Infantino. He sat beside current CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe. A free kick taken. It's well defended by the Egyptians. That's a disgraceful effort for the player down on the turf. Michael Ngedui. It's a challenge between himself and the Egyptian player. Well, it seemed to have been a head-on collision. A first aid, rapid response. One is a Cameroonian who is down on the turf. That's Michael Ngedui. And the bodies surrounding the Egyptians makes identification a bit hard. So I'm not just going to mention names. I will have to wait until the camera is zooming on his shirt just for identification. But they will be fine at the moment. They're moving. No one is stationary. Again, perfect time to just replay that incident. Oh, it just seemed like he came off worse of that challenge, El Wench. Indeed, it was El Wench, the 26-year-old Zamalek defender. He was down. And both players were the same position. One of their knees up. Mohamed Salah beside his player. That's the perfect time where they could also all their glance, and for other players just find a way to get a different pair of boots. And see if it will be the magic one. Carlos Queiroz having that conversation with his assistant coach, Roger, the South African. He also does have an Egyptian, Dai El Said. He's been bandaged. That's the Egyptian player, El Wench. He came off worse of that challenge because Ngedui showing why he's Cameroonian. I didn't want to say that, but I just had to.
Can you actually run away from it? The physique of these Cameroonians, not like they are extremely big, but there's just something working for them. They are physically strong and fearfully and wonderfully made. How they chip that in. Don't miss words right there. The one who created us understands why we are the way we are. Sometimes you have it as an advantage, sometimes a disadvantage. I think the advantage is paying off for the Egyptians so far in the two headlong tackles that we're seeing them so far in this game.
Well done to the guys in the studio saying Cameroonian, the team will secure progress. That's the guys dropping comments on Facebook page. Nice job, Cameroon, all the way following you guys, all the way from Zamfara. Vice Miracle, we appreciate you. It's the fact that play has been halted gives us room to entertain some of those comments on Facebook. Well done to the team. Egypt might surprise the Cameroonians. Peter Ojobo is saying this on Facebook. Good evening, guys. Egypt all the way. Good evening, guys. I'm happy to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Someone is predicting a 2-1 win for the Egyptians. Play will recommence, but he's got a yellow band-aid. And he's complaining. Obviously he will, and wench, but he should be grateful he's still fit to carry on playing. Action has resumed. 43 minutes of action played. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. Action refreshed by Coca-Cola and MTN, proud supporters of Nigerian football. Coverage of the 33rd edition of the biggest football competition on the continent. It's all Cameroon. That's been the story in the first 44 minutes. Quickly taken. Trying to seek out Toko Ekambi. Here's Zambo Ngisa. Trying to rope in Hongla, but well defended by Omar Kamal. That's a bit of a pass in with the head, and he's gone down again. Too many stoppages. Hamdi Fati clutching his left knee. Was a challenge between himself and Zambo Ngisa. The latter looks like it's come off worse. It certainly should be a free kick for Cameroon.
A clear free kick for Cameroon. Intention. I think he did that and knew he was going to get himself in trouble, forgetting that there will be replays of VARs, and moved on to start pretending. I think that was a simulation from that man. Pushed Manguisa so harshly, and still most likely wanting to get a free kick to his advantage. But thanks to the referee, who was brilliant on that one, knowing what to do at the right time.
Cameroonian player who's been a bit quiet. None of them. Be 3 minutes of additional time. This is the perfect time where coaches begin to assess potential tactical tweak in the second half. Your overall assessment of what has been, in fairness, half dominated by Cameroon.
Yeah, and all the Cameroonians need to do is think or hope that the Egyptians will also continue like this in second half, looking to most likely hold on. If they cannot get a goal, move on to the extra time and see if they can get a penalty. They just need to bring in their firepower. Most likely you'll be seeing that man coming early. Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, the Bayern Munich man. I mean, one or two other substitutions. Njay has not been really instrumental in this tournament, but his experiences might also be needed. These are the players the Cameroonians might be looking to bring on. So at least just get one goal, and that's all they need. I don't think that the Egyptians will be able to do what they did against Morocco, getting 2 goals after conceding the first, because they're playing against the host, and they're playing against a more formidable side. And that's what happened to Burkina Faso yesterday. Once the Senegalese started hitting those goals in, it was hard for them to come back, even if they tried to, a bit later.
They're trying to get something before half-time. It's Tobo defending on Mohamed Salah. That's Tolo. I mean, there's been talks about today's contest between Noho Tolo and Mohamed Salah. Experts using the Marvel phrase, when the unstoppable force meets an immovable object. On the big screen, you could reference this contest as Kong versus Godzilla. Well, one way or another, contest will come off as a blockbuster. For now, it's Tolo who's leading. Salah hasn't found room to penetrate in the other end as the Cameroonians approaching the penalty area. It's gone back to Tolo. He's onside. It's a heavy first touch. He appeals for a throw. He will get it off Omar Kamal. That's how far he's come, the central defender, to take the throw close to the corner flag. Oh, that's a beautiful skill, but even better defending there from the Egyptians, who can break away. 3 against 3 now if the pass is released beautifully. The control is perfect, and this could be concerning now for the Cameroonians. Referee plays the advantage, says no free kick. Egypt regain possession though. Mamouche is still down, clutching onto his right ankle. And the Cameroonians ignore the fundamentals of fair play. Eventually the assistant flag goes up, and referee Bakary Gassama will jog up onto the part of Mamouche, who's still down, holding onto his right ankle. If that wasn't a free kick, I do not know what would have been given. Obviously got clipped there by Collins Fye. From this angle, it seems he also did get the turn.
I'm wondering why these guys are delaying on the ball. You have a man, your best player, free off the ball. All you needed to do was give him the pass, and they still keep coming back to this left-hand side. It's the end of the first half, but Emmanuel, it's really painful to see that these Egyptians are not taking advantage of who they have on the pitch. That's a man who's in contention for the Ballon d'Or and also the World Footballer of the Year. So far with his performance this season, and you are avoiding giving him the ball. Even if the coach tells you not to, are you not supposed to think that this is the best player on the pitch? You are forcing plays to where it is choked up already. Salah would have just gotten a pass and run down one or two defenders in his comfort zone and maybe pull the ball in the back of the net. The Egyptians would have been 1-0 up if they are taking advantage of that move. Unfortunately, they won't.
For neutrals, we expected goals. We're yet to see. For fans of Cameroon and Egypt, they will take solace in the fact that there's still 45 minutes and potential extra time and penalties to decide who will play in that final against the Teranga Lions. And it's halftime from the Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. It's Cameroon 0, Egypt 0.
Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was the little bit. All I needed for another day. And all I ever knew, only you. Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was the little bit. All I needed for another day. And all I ever knew, only you.
That ends on the 6th of February 2022. Well, you certainly haven't missed any of our coverage since the opening day. We will be here up until the final whistle on Sunday. The global brand Total that's been media partners, I should say main partners, certainly not media partners, main partners and supporter of African football since 2016. Total Energies, so this year's championship, they are the official title sponsors. They want you to enjoy live football at the games. If you've recently been to some of their select service stations across the country, you notice that football fans are going completely bonkers. You certainly don't want to be left out of the football frenzy. Taking a cue from our show, Football Frenzy. Total Energies want you to experience the thrills of the game, and there's that opportunity for you to win your own football together jersey. That's pretty awesome, I reckon. Yes, it is awesome. I just told you that to win a football jersey, visit any participating Total Energies service station, take a photo with a football together jersey. You also do have to be social media savvy. Follow them on Facebook. That's at Total Energies, and also on Instagram, Total Energies _. That's how to say it. It's a beautiful anthem. While you tag Total Energies official social media handles, and including hashtag One Passionate Team One Jersey. It's a long hashtag, but if you just type One Passionate, because of the continued continuous usage of the hashtag, it's going to bring out the rest. Okay, one passionate one. Jesse, again, just for you to enjoy that opportunity to win Jesse courtesy of Total Energies. It's fascinating. While you're there, you could also win AFCON items and the ongoing promos at select service stations. So if you're a football lover, just a passionate follower of Nigerian football, head over to Total service stations, soak up the thrill of the games. They're not saying douse yourself in petroleum. Please, no, don't do that. Okay, just enjoy the thrills of the game. Courtesy of the headline sponsors throughout the African Cup of Nations, which ends on Sunday. Why is it ending? Total Energies will be seeing you at the select stations to celebrate African football and fill up free-flowing football vibes. On a final note, let's live football together. Message from Total. Ole full football.
Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was the little bit. All I needed for another day. And all I ever only you. Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was the little bit. All I needed for another day. And all I ever only you. Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was the little bit. All I needed for another day. And all I ever only you. Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was the little bit. All I needed for another day. And all I ever only you.
And 200 naira for the daily and week. Terms and condition apply. Let's head to the phone lines. It's Cameroon nil, Egypt nil. We're getting set for the second half.
All right, ma, good evening.
Hi, good evening to you.
Emmanuel Waziri from Oshodi.
Welcome, Emmanuel.
Yeah, I go for Cameroon, nothing for Egypt.
You're sure Cameroon is winning today? Or tonight, rather.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I say I go for Cameroon, nothing for Egypt this time around.
Okay.
This is our last bus stop.
You want to give a scoreline?
Yes. 2-0. 2-0 in favor of Cameroon.
In favor of Cameroon. Okay, thank you very much, Emmanuel. Hello?
Azu is an old man.
It's not. I've never seen this before. Can you imagine? I've been clicking the wrong button. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Azu from good evening. This is Mr. Frank.
Frank, welcome.
You see, Egypt have everything to win the game, but the life of the Eto, the president and the referee, I don't think they can make it. As I'm seeing Egypt collecting it well.
Oh,
I wanted to get the point. Hello, good evening. Okay, you lost that one also. Please do call us back. Hello, good evening.
Adeshewa.
Hello, are you there?
This is Adeshewa.
This is who?
Adeshewa,
welcome.
Adeshewa.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I'm still going for Egypt, but there are 2 zealous. Zealous at all. In fact, there are 2 zealous.
Okay.
I think we have a poor network today. Let's see if we can connect 1 or 2 more calls. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening to you. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Andy.
Andy, okay.
Makodu.
Okay. Your contributions?
Cameroon to win.
You want to give us call line?
Yes, 1.
1-0.
Just 1.
Okay, thank you very much for calling in.
More calls, yes. The players are not on the pitch yet. Yeah.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Welcome. Yeah, good evening to you, bro. Your name and where you calling us from?
From Unilag.
Okay. Please go ahead with your
I'm
comments.
not happy, actually,
Okay.
because Cameroon have just refused to score. I want Egypt to be brought down, and they are going down today.
Mm-hmm. You have a scoreline in your head?
And of course, definitely, it's going to be 2-1.
2-1, okay. So 3 goals in this second half.
The embrace of Unilag says that.
Okay. Well, let me take you as a prophet for now until it comes to pass. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Azim.
Good evening to you. Welcome, Friday.
Yeah, good evening, Emmanuel.
Good evening to you.
See, Egypt must win this game, but if they want to win, I think they need to change this learning, because he has been on the losing side so much for himself. He doesn't know how to win again. Look, he's not even giving accurate passes. It's not monkey. He's just giving the wrong passes. So he has been on the losing side so much.
Why you like this? Did you have to bring this?
This is not club football. You should know that Egypt are champions. They are born to win. So he should make sure that Musala play money in the final of this Nation Cup. They must change it in the second half. Thank you very much.
Friday, I cannot say thank you. I can't. Hello, good evening to you. Good evening.
No, I've got to speak up. This is not a love show, Azu. Let's move on.
Okay.
It's a football.
Hello, good evening.
Coverage.
No, what I was telling you, I tell you that the life of the president Eto and the referee allow Egypt to win the game.
How?
I see Cameroon winning Egypt with 1-0 to nothing.
Okay, thank you very much for that one.
Right, let's quiz in 2 more and then head to Facebook.
Who are the lucky 2? Hello, good evening.
Oh, that's the connection.
Okay, we don't have this to it. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you. Your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Deborah on the line.
Okay, Deborah, can you please speak up a bit?
What do you say?
Can you speak up a bit more? Come closer to your phone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. We'll just manage your contribution.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, very clearly. Thank you very much, Deborah.
Okay. Yeah. If the game ends with penalty, Egypt will win the match.
And
but if the game didn't end in penalties, Cameroon will win by 1-0. My last prediction, I got it right too. Our last 4.
Okay.
I got my last 4 right too. So you owe me gift.
So we'll give you his cap.
Senegal, Egypt.
Yeah, she got it. I was listening, and we'll find a way to reward you.
How come I wasn't listening?
Your skills. It was on your show. She called it
last
time.
I wasn't.
Yeah, you're not paying attention. By the way, there'll be a halftime change. We unfortunately cannot take more calls coming through. The players are on the pitch at the moment, and they seem to have made that tactical change. Mahmoud Trezeguet is on for Soir. That's the man who got the goal in that last fixture against the Moroccans. Also just has a taste of a double swap. We'll get confirmation, but we cannot go. I promised a couple of messages on Facebook. I will take at least 5 of them. Moses Ebong says he's predicting Egypt 1, Cameroon 0. Patrick Pato on Facebook says, nice one, guys. I'm enjoying the coverage. Egypt to win 2-1. You're sending in that Facebook message from Lekki Ilashon. Emmanuel, good evening, and Nazu. I'm predicting Cameroon to win 1-0. Ogayama, I like this, your cap. No, Nazu, the wear cap.
Your own hoodie.
It's a hoodie. That's not a cap, but yeah, the disguise. Thanks for the messages. And Vince Michael saying Cameroon all the way. And you're enjoying the coverage. There are more messages coming through via the WhatsApp platform. Would take as many as we can. But the second 45 Azu is on the way. Your expectations?
Not too different from what we saw in the first half. I want to see the first 5 minutes if I can be sure of what's going to happen. I already told you that I think Koresh was careful, at least for the team not to concede a goal, and that has happened in the first half. How they're going to hit the Cameroonians and also change directions and make sure Salah gets more involved in the game should be the next plan at this point. Trezeguet is on for them. Yeah. The man who got the winning goal in the 100 minutes against Morocco is on after coming in for Ghazi. I hope he's going to be doing really well as he has changed Sola in this game. If he brings on that same form, it's a plus for the Egyptians because we've not seen so much from Sola as far as that first half is concerned. So I think it's a tactical change and a good one for the Egyptians who are looking to go forward more with that man they've brought on.
And it's an Egyptian player who's down on the top, just about 60 seconds in to the second half. Egypt are playing from left to right. Cameroonians will be attacking from right to left. It is Mahmoud Trezeguet. He's just on the pitch, and it's him. They've spotted him as the danger man. And all of the... Oh, that's a heavy launch on him.
I hope he gets back on. Ooh. I really hope he gets back on. And that should be a yellow card on that man, Collins Fye. As much as I love him, I'm happy Trezeguet is back on his feet. I think he was really needed. Solaya wasn't convincing him in the first half. I think the game swallowed him at some point.
Oh, that's much better from the Egyptians. The header connecting from Mustafa Mohamed straight to the goalkeeper Andre Onana. That's the first time we've seen Onana being tested.
And who else would have done that assist if not Trezeguet? That's the substitution. I expected him to start this game, Mano. And with the brilliance he has shown so far, I don't know what Koresh, why he's chosen to keep it on the bench. Maybe he just needs to have one of those top qualities when the game is hard. And I think he's back on the pitch. He's going to give them that energy they need moving into the other part of the second half. A brilliant contribution already from that lovely substitution who was common for Solaya. I'm talking about Trezeguet.
Not a brilliant pass from Castelletto, trying to find Carl Tokwe Kambi. So it'll be a draw for Egypt. Kamal will be the one who will ring that in. Possession regained. The outfit hasn't changed. Cameroon in their home attire of green top, red shorts, yellow socks. Egypt all white. Playing from left to right. Cameroon from right to left. Coverage is refreshed by Coca-Cola and MTN, who are proud supporters of Nigerian football. Earlier today, the confirmation that the return fixture against the Black Stars of Ghana for a place at the World Cup in 2022 would be staged at the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja. That's after the first leg would go down in either Accra or the Cape Coast on certain venues for the Ghanaians. But for Nigeria, I can confirm that the return leg will take place in Abuja.
What a game for the Nigerian national team.
God keeping us alive would be at that stadium. Would be a fixture to cherish.
Can I be in your diplomatic bag?
I have to pay extra luggage. Here they come though. Tokwe Kambi waiting for support, but it's a crossfield pass intercepted by fullback Ahmed Fatou. And for Friday, who's tuned into the broadcast, the good news is El Neni is still on the pitch.
Friday.
If that's good news for you.
To get on this Arsenal.
Yes, El Neni. That's a heavy pass from him. Possession dispossessed. The presence of Ngeju. And the Egyptians have possession again. From one player who's on a band-aid to another. Luench. There's an aerial collision. That's on the latter stage of the first half. A cost-out situation for the Egyptian player. 15 minutes, Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. Coverage of the second semi-final at the African Cup of Nations at the Olympic Stadium in Yaoundé. Outside, beautiful nutmeg for the Egyptian. Better stutter step, hoping for a connecting pass. He is going all the way back. Still, El Neni for Egypt. And a flicker, it's gone to the right inside. Better a spell of possession for the Egyptians. Omar Kamal. Well, his dome is intercepted by Kautokwe Kambi. And Abubakar couldn't get a touch to that ball. It was all pressure on Mamouche.
Now you see why that young man has to be on the pitch every time the Egyptians are moving on to the attack. Lovely move from him, but I think his final balls at some point lets him down. What a nutmeg on Collins Fye. He's going to say, this young man is not going to do this again the second time.
He'll kick him.
But it was a brilliant move from the Egyptians. At least they are pushing the Cameroonians backwards now, just like I predicted. And that's what they need to do. If not, the Cameroonians are just going to bring on that pressure and maybe get the goal that they need. I like the fact that the Egyptians are coming out. It's looking like we're going to see goals in the second half. I'm not having to wait until the extra time. No one is sitting back and to wait for the other team. Sorry, Manuel.
No problem. I was just going to say, not many goals he scored, just one international goal he has for the Egyptians. So I agree with your lack of final ball for Mamouche. But he's a happy player, someone I always want to see on the pitch. One of the entertainers at AFCON 2021. El Neni is giving away possession. It's a heavy challenge from Mohamed Salah. There's going to be a bit cautious. The referee has seen him once earlier. It's Cameroon attacking from the right inside. Collins Fye with a cross into the box. It's well defended by El Wenchen. The thunder strike. It was always rising. No other person but Ambro Ngisa.
One of my best players for Cameroon so far. I first saw him play for Villarreal and I was like, who is this wonderful African? I quickly had to go to Wikipedia to check which country he played for. Surprisingly, I saw Cameroon. I like the way he releases the balls. He's not done so much for Cameroon. It's way brilliant than what I've seen him so far do. That's why Napoli actually went for him, and it's shown that quality with the Napoli team in their quest for the Europa League, and also what they are doing so far in the league, keeping that balance in the midfield, bringing the ball back to basic and making sure that everybody enjoys the game. Just a bit of what you see the likes of John Mikel Obi do, but he just does more with him pushing the ball forward and also getting moves into the attack with those true passes. And Guisa has played a huge part in what you see Cameroon do so far in this African Cup of Nations. Wonderful player.
It's his 41st cap for Cameroon. El Neni, a reminder, Egypt are playing from left to right. Good piece of passing. Mohamed Salah with his bucket goal. He could be magical. That pass went straight to the goalkeeper, Andre Onana.
Lovely movement from Mohamed Salah. He just wishes that everybody could think as quickly as he does, but it was a bit heavy on the pass. Trezeguet read that very rightly, but a bit slower, just connecting with that ball. That would have just been the first goal for the Egyptians. So maybe another threat for Andre Onana that will put the Cameroonians, make them more careful as far as defending is concerned.
So they will try to build from the back. Andre Onana, the 25-year-old who is making his 26th international appearance for Cameroon. Yeah, fair enough to say you have to score a goal. Seen goalkeepers record goal statistics. Former Super Eagles goalkeeper is one. I'll apply us down on the top for the Indomitable Lions. That's Ngamelu. Seemed to have been tripped by Ahmed Fatou. That's that replay again, the pass you mentioned, Azu.
I think they go as planned for Mohamed Salah just to replay. I thought he should have used the outside of his feet. He would have just swung the ball to that part of it. Something like what we saw Chukwueze do against Tunisia. One of those passes that went through, and Awoni couldn't connect well to get the first goal for the Nigerian national team. The same game that knocked them out. I know so many people don't want us to talk about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, do not reference that much. You just read my mind. Please, whatever happens, as long as this broadcast is live, do not reference that game. The Egyptian players down on the turf. There appeals for the medics to hurriedly rush into the turf. Has the position of Ahmed Fatou, the 23-year-old Zamalek player.
I think he's back on his feet.
Yeah, when I touch on Zamalek, I just remember Al Ahly. They will be competing at the FIFA Club World Cup. It's the collision. 3 Egyptian players, all trying to prevent Michael Ngedu.
No, I think he should be on a yellow card. That was a yellow card offense from Ngedu. I wish the VAR should call for that. He actually intentionally pushed, and they have won the corner.
Yeah.
Rather unfortunate for and the Egyptians on that one.
Corner is taken, goalkeeper comes, doesn't punch convincingly, still in the penalty box, Ngeju. And he's shielded it off for another corner on the right hand side now. Well done to the goalkeeper, Mohamed Abu Gabal. Did get a power fist to it, but kept the ball within a penalty box, yes. So they will jog their way. They've had the most number of corners in this encounter, 56 minutes of action played in Lembe Stadium in Yaoundé.
This is the fourth one against none for the Egyptians, as far as corners is concerned.
It could be dangerous with this set piece. It's taken, it's gone past everyone. It's out of the box at the moment. And a chase that will come from Hongla. Well, it's a terrible pass by Hongla, and the goalkeeper comes off his line, Mohamed Salah.
He will never forgive himself for this one. And man, how did that happen? I was almost going to say what Rigobert Song did. I mean, that game against Egypt in one of the Nations Cup finals. And this happened. A clear, miscued pass and went straight to Salah. And he couldn't take advantage of beating Ondana. Give Ondana every credit for that save.
On replay again, it was Hongla with a terrible pass straight to Mohamed Salah. He had something in mind. Drive the ball beyond the goalkeeper, but Onana's right foot, that was a glorious opportunity spurned.
What a save from Onana. How did he read that? He doesn't look like a goalkeeper. Anytime I see him, I tell you, Mano, he just chooses to surprise me. He never ever ceases to surprise me, Onana. Athletic anytime, any day. You don't expect him to save balls, but that's a man who is even on, I'm sorry, but I think he's on a class higher than that of the goalkeeper for Chelsea and Senegal, Mendy. He's brilliant any day, anytime. Went on that long doping and ban, and his back like nothing ever happened, like he never left the game. That's a save of the tournament. It doesn't have to be that reflex dive or covering the whole post. That footwork was instrumental and has kept Cameroon in this game.
Mohamed Salah, his glory walks hand in hand with his doom. In that instance, he played like a championship player. But again, you want to say it's the moments where you do not overly criticize the player, but you elevate the brilliance of the goalkeeper.
It was the goalkeeper's brilliance. Woo. He read that perfectly, and it just reminds me of what happened between Filippo Inzaghi and Petr Cech. I mean, the 2006 was it 2006? Yeah, 2006 World Cup. Inzaghi already knew Petr Cech that he's a great goalkeeper. He cut him off, running him off before he even got close to him. So Czech had no choice than to crawl. And the next thing we saw was the ball was in the back of the net. These are strikers who are dangerous. They might not score the 1,000th goal that you're expecting them to score, but anytime Inzaghi is in front of goal, man, you know he's a killer. I think that's what Salah should have done early enough. Cut the ball off from very far off the goalkeeper and just allow him run behind you. Then you strike the ball with your right foot. But who are we? Well, not in the Lembe Stadium.
Yeah, Mohamed Salah is the man who's done this for himself. 46 goals in 81 caps. He achieved his 80th in that quarter-final victory over Morocco. Starter step coming through from Tolo. Tries to whip it across. Gains access into the penalty box, but intercepted by El Neni. And again, Salah has given away possession. Cameroon have it on the right-hand side. Try to make something of it. Collins Fye involved in the runoff. A intended cross by Fye is intercepted. Last time it was more of Ngamelu. His cross took a deflection off for a throw. And yet another throw now that will be taken by Collins Fye on the right hand side. Throws it all the way back to find supporting Castelletto. He's going to whip it one into the back post. Couldn't get across to Tokwe Kambi because the head of Kamal kept it out. So Tokwe Kambi would substitute for the left back who will take the throw. He's far off the action points. Cameroon yet to make a tactical change. Egypt have implemented one. Trezeguet in for Sulaya. So at the start of half time, we've seen 1 hour of football played. The Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. Coverage refreshed by Coca-Cola and MTN, who are proud supporters of Nigerian football. I'm not sure what the call was. His hand went up protesting. Potential penalty. But there was no way Bakary Gassama, who's in charge of this game, would have officiated that in Cameroon's favour.
I'm still trying to understand something from this coach because he's out the coach of the Cameroonian national team. How Oh, now there's a replay. I see what happened to Salah right there. The ball, he actually had to take off grasses off the pitch. How painful that is. That's a golden opportunity. I was going to say something earlier, Emmanuel, that Rigobert Song did something against, was it Trika? Yeah, that was Trika. That was the only goal of the 2010 African Cup of Nations final, where Song ran all pitch to his own goalpost, and we're wondering, Song, where you did go? What was happening on that night, I can never forget. I think that was his last game for the Cameroonian national team. He ran all the way, and Trika continued chasing him, and they got the ball from him and gave the ball to Amarzaki, who put the ball in the back of the net. That night, the Cameroonians will never forget that, forgive themselves. And that was what almost happened in this particular game. It was a hit, miscue to his own post, and Salah had that ball fall kindly to him. What he could do is, but I think it was a miscue. But the replay showed that the ball didn't connect as he would have wanted. He wanted to drive that ball so wide, but it didn't go his way.
Well, the man who's not supposed to be part of the action has forcefully cut himself yellow carded. That's El Neni for protesting and insisting the referee show a yellow card to Goe.
Which he finally did.
Yeah, he's going down for demonstration. Of course, Goe got that for that challenge, bringing out Mahmoud Trezeguet. So both players on a yellow card. Just to get confirmation again, Mohamed El Neni. And the number 14 shirt for Cameroon, Samuel Goe. There would be an opportunity for Ramadan Sobe to be called upon as the Egyptian 25-year-old has his trade with Pyramids back home. He came off sometime in extra time against Morocco. He's been ready to come on, and I'm not sure who might be taken off for Ramadan Sobe.
Don't know. I hope they don't take off Mamouche.
Oh, Mohamed Salah for that miss.
I hear you, Mano.
A surprise on your eyes, how it lit up. We've seen coaches do crazy things in football. It won't be the first.
Not tonight.
Oh, this could be El Neni's opportunity. It's a good call back from El Neni. Better defending there from Ngamelu. And now Cameroon can break free, where the referee seemed to have judged that the ball had gone out of touch. And as the cameras continue to pan on the face of Mohamed Salah, his control was good. El Neni also with a decent effort.
He got that ball, and I thought he was going to shoot him, but his control let him down. Pushed the ball too far.
Mamouche.
He had to take it off.
Yeah, so Mamouche is off, and it would be Ramadan Sobe. What do you make of this tactical change?
Looks like something that should help. I would have loved to have Mamouche on the pitch because of his quick foot, but at times it doesn't pay off. I will take you back to a final between Atletico Madrid and Athletic Bilbao, one of the Europa League and finals a long time ago. We had Anika Munain on the pitch. Wonderful player, was the most instrumental, but his final balls always let them down. The Atletico Madrid team were just calm, knew what they wanted. I think it was Radama Falcao at that time. And they got the goals they needed and won that game. Went on to play the Super Cup against, was it Real Madrid? A long time ago. I can't remember which of those seasons. So you might have a very skillful player, but when he's not taking advantage of those final balls, can be very detrimental. And I think that's what Carlos Queiroz has I'm seeing right there, and has just taken this young man out.
64 minutes of action played. The Olembe Stadium, Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. A coverage refreshed by Coca-Cola and MTN, proud supporters of Nigerian football. There's plenty to look forward to. 94 goals scored in 49 matches. The year Cameroon last won the African Cup of Nations in 2017. The top scorer finished on 3 goals. Mohamed Salah hasn't even scored. Scored 3 at the African Cup of Nations, and tug of shots from himself and Tolu. That's the battle we had envisaged at the start of this competition. This particular fixture, I should say.
I think Tolu has done his job. I'm still asking, is he actually a centre back or left back? Because he's done the whole runs, and he's actually supposed to be playing alongside Ngoju and also Castelletto at the defense. And you have Martin Hongla in front of him, but he's done most of the runs and taking the throws. And like I said, the coach Castelletto has actually done a great job in this team, getting everyone confused with who is in front and who is behind. Ngomelu playing in an unnatural position, and he's doing really well right there. So the Egyptians are suffering against what it doesn't look like on paper. Some of these coaches put lineups out, and they get you really confused. And Tolo has shown that his physicality and also his pace and strength can pay off. He's doing that job almost alone. He's not gotten too much support from getting focuses on Salah, because now they understand that the Egyptians don't like what happened in the first day against Nigeria, and I have other players who can do the job, not just Salah. If they hold on to Salah, the likes of Mahmoud should have got them punished, and they are doing everything to stop every player who's getting close, and the Egyptians are moving really close to the box. Their final balls are really letting them down. I hope they can take advantage of this one.
They continue the push. Egypt, they've been battered and they wear in the first half are high boots. There seems to be protestation that the player should be yellow carded. It wasn't intended to hurt. Mustafa Mohammed on the ever-present Ngeju. He was onside and the far left inside. It was legal for him to go with the ball, but I certainly know it is high boots there, Mustafa Mohammed.
Was that really a high boot?
I think the Cameroon player who went down.
Yeah, I think the Cameroon player went down onto where the boots and should have kicked
fair
the ball.
call. The reason why the referee didn't consider his appeal for a yellow card.
And he wasn't even looking at him. He was going to use more like a back heel to put that ball, and maybe in the back of the net if it could go that way. So I think the Egyptian player got it right, and with that move, that should be Ramadan Sudi most likely. And they are really doing what they have to do, the Egyptians, moving towards the attack and pushing to make sure that Onana is punished at some point in time, and making sure that the Egyptians are also calm, looking out for the Egyptians making one or two substitutions. I want to see that man Choupo-Moting get into this game. Don't forget, Joe Matip is also a Cameroonian player, but since that incident a long time ago, he's not played for the Cameroonian national team, and that's why you have the likes of Castelletto, Ngeju, and also Hutolo doing their jobs as the defensive players for the Cameroonian national team. So if it was a Matip, most likely one of them wouldn't be in the starting lineup. That's a man who partners Virgil van Dijk and for the big club Liverpool right there in England.
So many fans and followers of football on the continent have been exchanging words about the possibility of having Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp as one of the VIPs in the finale if Egypt progress, because already we know a Liverpoolian will be there in Mohamed and Sadio Mane.
Is it the same man who they said called the Nations Cup a small tournament?
He wants to come see how big a final a small tournament is. While we had that conversation, it was a clash between the two number threes, Ngamelu and Omar Kamal, but it's not the sort of position you want to be in at the moment. Concentration on the face of coach Carlos Queiroz, because they do have a free kick. His right footed, so it will be an in-swinger. Ngamelu to take. Whips one in and the header comes right on the line. Good save from goalkeeper Mohamed Abu Gabal.
That was a great header from that man. I think that was Boston Abubakar. Trying to connect after we've not heard from him since the second half started. That man, the number 3 man for Cameroon, leaves the name of the club side he plays for, Young Boys. Plays really like a young boy, always present, moving from left to right, and I think he's the most athletic and hardworking player on the pitch for the Cameroonian national team. Not just in this game, but I think at least the last 3-4 games I've seen so far. I might not be getting the goals, but his athleticism and also his brilliance on the ball, bringing everybody to play and also bringing the team together has been some huge connecting factor for the Cameroonian national team. Gomelu should be in the CAF 11 after this tournament ends.
69 minutes of action. As Vincent Abubakar is giving away possession. That's inches away from Egypt's penalty area. And it's gone out of touch. Mustafa Mohammed couldn't keep it in play. Quickly taken. Al Toko Ekambi also lost possession. Omar Kamal to El Neni. It's the 8th time he's given away possession in this encounter.
I hope Friday's not listening.
Well, he'll be smiling. I'm just doing my job, laying bare the statistics. Well, he's important to the Egyptian setup.
It should be very important. He started really brightly, making sure that the team was balanced, but I think he's losing it. Hitting the ball like he's scared of the ball itself. There is no iron in this man. There's no iron at all inside this ball, and you should get the right move on this ball and make sure the ball moves. Send the ball a message. That's what my coach will always tell me. That was almost a goal from the Cameroonian national team. The man I always talk about, Anguissa, struck the ball from almost 40 yards out. I think the Egyptian goalkeeper is down. The one who has Gabaski at the back of his jersey is on the floor after looking to save that ball. And Wissa really hit that ball hard and nicely.
I appreciate the fact that you could switch from color to real-time action. Took my eyes off it. And it was well described there. And seemed to have been a shout for a challenge, but what an effort that was.
It was actually Toko Kambi,
Yeah,
and Wissa was on the ground.
It was a Giza who went
Yeah.
down and caught. That could have been the goal of the tournament as well.
Would have was the goal of the tournament already. That was a great strike from that man, Carl Toko Kambi. I've seen him play good football, but never seen him strike the ball that hard. He struck that ball really well. And just a replay on the header, it was the same hand who almost headed the ball, not Abubakar, as mentioned earlier. It had to be Carl Toko Kambi. He's been really, really instrumental in this game. I think he has one advantage over Abubakar. He's not just a points man. He brings the balls into the box. He's also getting the goals and also assisting from the sides. And I think the brilliance of that young man is showing really well on this game. Hopefully, they get something. The Egyptian goalkeeper, the third choice, is already juggling the ball and working with the goalkeeper trainer already. In case I'm the goalkeeper for the Cameroonian national team, or rather for the Egyptian national team, the second choice after we lost El Shanawi earlier on doesn't come back on the pitch. I'm talking about the one who've been talking earlier, and that's is it Sobi?
Yeah, Mohamed Sobi. That's the third choice.
Third choice should be the one coming in.
We had a few minutes in that fixture against Morocco. And on replay again, it gets even better when you see the strike from a distance. A power behind it, just locked out. Wow. No one could have saved it.
Can you imagine? It wasn't even Toko Kambi.
Great. Well, the directing isn't.
These cameras are really causing confusion.
Yeah, I think they just show who they like.
Exactly.
Something about TV directors and
maybe Ngoy told them his camera shy.
Great. That's.
Maybe he told them his camera shy.
So don't show me often. Show the regulars. Show the guys who score goals. If that had gone in, he would want to be shown.
He would want to be shown, or the camera wouldn't have made any mistake in showing the wrong people. Sorry on those confusions. The camera actually counts with 1 or 2 right here. But the
Cameroonians, that's the most important thing. The Cameroonians took that strike.
Exactly.
But eventually confirmed.
I think that's the best word. It was a team strike.
It was a team effort. If he had gone, it would have been entirely different. 73 minutes of action played. There's a sniff of potential extra time. That's a phase the Egyptians have seen as all through the knockout phase. They've had to navigate the round of 16 on penalties against Cote d'Ivoire in Douala and had to beat Morocco in Yaoundé.
That's a lovely move from the Egyptians already. Trying to just locate Salah finally. They want to help him get that confidence back. You know, when you make such a mistake or miss such a chance, the next thing is looking for a way to get a goal to just bring the fans back. I know they'll be bringing him into the argument if the Egyptians get knocked out.
That's the opportunity.
That was the goal of maybe the easiest of goals for Mohamed Salah, who has scored harder goals in both these games in Egypt and also as far as he plays for Liverpool.
They've got legendary players. The history of Egyptian football, Ahmed Hassan, the man who has the most cap, 184, not just for the Egyptian national team, no other player on the continent has seen as many games as Ahmed Hassan. But here comes Cameroon on the far right hand side. The cross has so much power, not placement. It's going to be kept in play by Carl Toko Kambi, chased down by Omar Kamal, but it seemed to have gone out of touch.
Exactly.
Says the referee across from Collins Fye, and a third tactical change will be deployed by the coach Carlos Gueros. He will be Mohamed Lashin, a 25-year-old who plays his football back at home at Talia El Gaish. Has been asked to warm up. Teams are allowed 5 changes, but 2 have got to come in extra period. And the Cameroonians, Azu, 75 minutes, nothing is happening on the bench. No movement.
Antonio Conte is in this team.
Again a throw.
They know
Managers who just don't enjoy making changes.
I don't know why. I think Guardiola is joining the gang already. Guardiola has played in 90 minutes without substituting a single player. I'm wondering, guy, what's happening? Now your FPL team to play.
That was good mission. Well, he's made identifying him easy with the aid of that bandage.
Yeah.
But And happy pass there.
Emmanuel, you mentioned Ahmed Hassan, the highest captain player.
184.
Well, that should be for world football, right?
Yeah,
This is just for African football.
It's the most cap of any African male footballer.
I want to look out for world football. I'm not so sure, but there might not be more than 3 players who have done 184 caps.
One would have to be an Iranian or something, because
Exactly.
you've got those people playing matches.
I thought I was going to just join the naming ceremony. Hussam Hassan is also one very great player.
Oh yeah,
who played from the 80s into the 2000s. That's a man who was in 2000s or early. I think he won one of the African the AFCON.
Yeah.
I think he won in 2006. Hussam Hassan was one of them. That's a man who played even before the days of Austin J.J. Okocha, and played even after then. Great guys who started football really early.
Yeah.
The Egyptians have top names. Abu Trika, I mentioned one already earlier. That's a man who played all the club football right here in Africa for Al Ahly, and he's still one of the greats and won a lot of the African-based African Footballer of the Year.
Yeah.
I think I remember the one that we saw together at the hotel some years back. That should be when Yaya Toure won the African Footballer of the Year, where Mika was in tight contention on that season. So the Egyptians have got great names any day, anytime. Ahmed Mido is also one very great player for the team, even if he had issues with the coach at some point in time. Hassan Shehata. El Adori, that's my best goalkeeper.
Yeah.
This looks like a player for the Egyptian national team. I'm trying to remember his name.
That's Ahmed El Shenawi.
Yeah, I think I saw him do some stuff also earlier on for the Egyptian national team. Great names any day, anytime, the Egyptians. You can't not just stop talking about them. The team that has won 7 titles. They were the first to actually win the African Cup of Nations, and they want to be the last to win it
the
again.
next edition. Cameroon stopped their glorious dream in 2017, so it would be poetic justice to do the same to the Cameroonians in front of their fans. The last time the AFCON was won by Cameroon, it was in Gabon, Libreville. Ball back underway, 77 minutes of action played. Cameroonian players down, the referee plays the advantage. Mohamed Salah has it at the tip of the centre rack. Good turn. A man who's a bit central is Trezeguet. Here's Omar, and now El Neni. It's going to be a double tactical change for the Egyptians. Adding up to the 2 made earlier. They still have possession, and now they've given it away. A clearance by Ngeju up onto the part of El Wench. As it across to find Abu Fatu. Back to El Wench in their half. He's going to find his goalkeeper, just as I called it. Straight to Abu Gabal. And now Fatu is back on the pitch, the fullback. And his hands up, calling for the ball, as Cameroon also, finally, they would seek to make a tactical change. James Lesilke is the man who might come in, but first they've got to defend this attack from Egypt. It's Salah in the penalty box, and Salah with a stray pass. Mohamed Salah.
Was that Mohamed Mustafa?
It was Mohamed Salah who was trying to lay the pass down for another Mohamed. I felt it was Mahmoud more like Trezeguet, but Salah should be doing better, I say.
That wasn't Salah's fault. I expect the player went on to sleep. I think Mustafa Mohamed went on to sleep at that point. You were given the pass. What are you expected to do? You give Salah the pass, but you're not expecting to get it in return. You thought Salah would be the magical man who would do everything. That was a poor move from that striker. Salah should be very disappointed at that man who he calls his teammate. Because I was wondering, you don't get to give such a pass and in such lovely situation. Just get the repass and hit the ball into the back of the net, or at least get something that would trouble Onana and make him control his defenders once again. But just walk past like nothing was happening. We don't win the game already in the near situation.
Yeah, so as I called it, it would be a tactical change for Cameroon. James Lesilke, he'll be coming in to replace the man who had that thunderbolt, Samuel Gueye. Yes, the chant just detailing. And I think it's understandable, because he's the player who's on a yellow card.
Yeah.
James Lesilke is 25, plays his football with Middlesbrough.
Doesn't look so confident in his face. I hope I'm not judging him wrongly. But at the same time, what I was expecting the Cameroonians to do is maybe leave Abubakar as the only striker, play a 4-3-3 at this point in time. Since you're already defending, you need some people to take the ball from the flanks into the box and also assist them from the wings. since you want to defend, play some counter-attacking football. But they're not looking like it. I still think they are still positioned on getting those two guys stay in the box and in the front of goal. Yet it looks like a 4-3-3 formation. Bongomelo has never stayed on one flank. He's just been that man who has played the free role, and Vosan Abubakar and Kautoke Kambi have been in the box. I think they need one more winger for the Cameroonians who will help them take these balls and run them ragged, just to make sure that something happens. Because in the end, the Egyptians are taking possession, and you cannot keep looking out for your strikers in a situation where the Egyptians are taking over the midfield with those substitutions.
Here comes the Moroccans. Well, it's Cameroon is more like the player who just came on. And his first real attempt, he miscues it. Egypt can break free on the left-hand side. Mahmoud Rezegui. It's a bit defensive there. They've gone back into, they have the Cameroonians. They have more numbers to defend, and the final ball somehow just lagging for the Egyptians. Now Nani has regained possession right on the halfway line. Gradually they're trying to build mountain that could be high for the Cameroonians. You have a sense as to that it might be 10 minutes in football, and that's a long time, but any goal that comes in now could be the winner.
Could be the winner, if not the winner already. I love what the Egyptians are doing, but they are not pushing really hard like the Cameroonians did when they were having such possessions. They are not troubling the goalkeepers, or the goalkeeper rather. They are getting into the game, and this is what the Egyptians want, and this is what the Cameroonians also want. Play the ball into our hands and let's get these balls moving. But like I said, they need those wingers. They need all of their top players who can play in the attack, because their defense is looking watertight already, and the Egyptians don't look like a team that want to get the goal. So in the end, if we continue like this, we might just get into extra time because somebody's not doing something right. There was a great move from the Egyptians twice, and the final balls have always let them down because they're not taking advantage, and they're not looking at who would actually live up to what Salah is doing, and that's what Salah is suffering at this point in time. Most of these players were not in the team when he actually joined, and the ones who are in the team are looking a bit older. Look at the Sobis are sitting on the bench and coming on. They've not kept that same form that we knew them with the likes of Trousers, and that's why they're on the bench. That's why you have the likes of Mamouche starting ahead of them, and it's painful for Salah right now because that experience is not counting as much as he would have wanted. That's why he's the captain of the team. And Nani, who should also be living up to expectations, is giving some wrong passes.
Oh, he's defended well. Not in that instance. It's a throw ball. Collins Fye with an outside of the boot effort. Straight to the safe hands of goalkeeper Mahmoud Abougabal. That's an unorthodox way to hit the ball. And a goalkeeper with such height and quality and confidence, it would take something magical to beat him. A bit of prayers from the Egyptian fans. They would have to call upon their gods and find a pathway. Free kick will come just right on the halfway line. You're not certain about that call, Azur, are you? But it looks like quite a challenge on Ngamelu.
Yeah. I'm not so sure, but I think Mohamed got to contact him on him. And the referee has called it already. Mustafa Mohamed, if you cannot get the goals, at least get the legs. I think that's what he's doing at this point. No, that was a very poor tackle. He should get a yellow card because he intentionally went for the leg. He had lost the ball completely. And you said something, the Egyptians are calling on the name of their God. Reminds me of a song by Hillsong. Call upon the name of the Lord and be saved. They want to be saved. They want to get further in this tournament. Each of them, whether you lose or win, there's still one more game for you to play. Well,
you have to
the result tells you which we were playing on Saturday, the Saturday final or the Sunday final.
It was good you mentioned that. It just also tells you if this game goes into extra time, they would have less than 24 hours to recalibrate the players who would be on the losing side, because the third place game, initially scheduled for Sunday 5 p.m, has brought forward to Saturday 8 p.m.
And why it's fun is there are no reasons from the Cameroonian effort.
Just conversation, even when the media document was released by the Confederación de African Football, CAF, there's no reason given. It's the same city, Yaoundé. It would go down at the Ahidjo Stadium, while the final will take place here, the Olembe Stadium. Maybe safety, maybe security, whatever the case is. The third place will go down on Saturday. Samuel, Victor Akpan and Sarafin will be a team of commentators for that third place game. I don't like to say losers final, but in every essence, the teams who do not gain passage to the semi-final get to contest that. Free kick. We haven't spoken much about the referee, Bakary Gassama, even as Cameroon are trying to line up the 28-year-old Clinton in GA. I think he's had a decent game, Bakary Gassama.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Maybe miss one or two calls. He's human, but like I said, he's not that very stubborn one who would want to listen to his linesman. There's been no reason for him going to the VAR so far in the game. I think he's lived up to the billions. The same reason, like I said, it's not the best of the best of the best, but he keeps listening and improving, and that's why we'll always be at the World Cup. We've seen his name already lined up for the biggest of tournaments every year in tournament in, tournament out. Bakary Gassama has just been there. I think this should be his third or fourth World Cup he will go into if he gets to qualify for this. I know feel most likely will be a part of them. Sikazwe was one of the referees for the World Cup, but we heard about the heart attack. The reason he stopped that game between Tunisia and Mali. A game that would have cost them Tunisia qualification. So that's football for you. You have it right at some point and you miss some, but make sure that the wrong calls are not more or not too much. Errors are permitted, and that's why they're human. But Gassama has stood his ground. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the one who's also going to be the referee for the final.
Well, I'm not going to do... That's a possibility though, yeah. Just going to mention he's from the Gambia, and they've been knocked out, so he can officiate the final.
But would it be easy being on the semi-final 2 days later again?
Yeah, you want to get someone else, possibly the Ethiopian who took charge of that game between Senegal.
Right? Am I correct?
We can also mention double change. This is good news for the man who called in. El Neni has been taken off for Egypt. They've thrown in Amam Ashur, and also they've introduced Mohamed Lashin.
And for the Cameroonians, Nicolas Domelo is out, so they will have Clinton and Jay, the number 7 man in the team. He was part of the team that won in 2017. Jay, one of the very experienced players in this team, playing for the Cameroonian national team. A yellow card has been pointed by Gassama. Should that be for Querish?
That's for Carlos Querish. So he's scoring consecutive yellows. He might have abandoned the third place game. It's crazy.
68 years of
yellow
age.
card in the quarterfinal. He's picked up another yellow card in the semi-final.
Did I just hear you mention the third place? Have you not?
Well, the top place or the final? I've got to complete my statement. We've got Egyptians tuned into the broadcast. Just going back on that 2017 AFCON squad. They had Colin File, talking about players who are survivors of this team. Also had Vincent Abubakar, who came off the bench. And he was the man who scored the winning goal in the 88th minute. One of the best goals you'd see at the African Cup of Nations, as a side managed by Hugo Bruce. Plenty of reason to make another final. If they do and they go on to win, they'll be on number 6, the Cameroonian national team. They've won the African Cup of Nations in 5 occasions. The first in 1984. The second in the most recent, I should say, in 2017. The Egyptians won this competition 1957, the first time.
We should not forget that they also won it back-to-back. I think it was 2000 and 2002. Yeah, the Cameroonian national team.
2000, 2002.
But Patrick Mboma and the likes doing wonder. Samuel Eto'o was one of the youngest players in that national team. Also was right here in Nigeria when it was a Ghana-Nigeria 2000 tournament. Eto'o was on that team also. A night, an evening nobody wants to remember.
No one, certainly. Very heartbreaking. 89 minutes of action played. There seem to be concerns on the faces of the Cameroonian players on the bench, including just substituted Ngamelu.
They've never played it till this time and not gotten a goal. The Egyptians are used to such a situation. Against Nigeria, they didn't score at all. Against Côte d'Ivoire.
The reason why he got the yellow card, he was complaining of delay. But how do you think the Cameroonians delay the action, Coach Carlos Queiroz?
He's going to be 69 this year, Emmanuel. And they see this energy and being meticulous and not happy with situation and things.
A goal could still come for either team. Here's the new man, Clinton in GA. Those that infield to find supporting Zambo Anguissa, giving away possession. They do have a throw to take just close to the technical area.
I'm still wondering why the Cameroonians took the foot off the pedal.
Well, it seems to be a contest between Tolo and Ramadan Sobi. And the assistant. Oh, it's a red card!
Queiroz.
Oh, to Carlos Queiroz, the Egyptian manager. Hey, intensity in my voice. At a second, I thought it was a player who was being sent off, but it's the manager who's been sent off. It's such an ugly scene, and he's trying to contest. He's trying to literally box the fourth official. Egyptian manager Carlos Queiroz has been shown a straight red card seconds after he was shown a yellow card. And Vincent Abubakar walking up to him and saying he shouldn't be doing this.
And the assistant of the Egyptian national team is saying, go back to the pitch, it's none of your business. These are elders discuss. I guess that's what.
Bakary Gassama couldn't have it anymore.
But he has taken a lot from Queiroz. I'm surprised he's still on the pitch up until this time. He started very early in the game, and this might just be how it's going to cost his team a lot. A whole lot.
And it would be as they got to zoom into it, 4 minutes of additional time. Egypt would have to prosecute the final seconds without their head coach. And they've got the assistant standing by, Roger Dessar, and also Dia El Said. And he's applauding sarcastically. He's still complaining. He's going to go into the dressing room. Possibility of not being able to dish out tactics in the extra 30 minutes. And it's incredible. It's the second yellow card and the red card. He missed the part where he brought
I wonder how this relationship has worked. He has an assistant also who is not calm, who is still warning the referee.
I think this is the worst thing, Keres.
I've never seen a relationship like this. One should be calmer, and that's why marriage is last. I don't like this marriage.
It could be a marriage of convenience. So we've played 2 minutes off the 4 added. There's 120 seconds left. Familiar out for the Egyptian national side. Uncharted territory for Cameroon. They've not required extra period to go past teams in the knockout phase. A 2-1 they beat Comoros. It was the Akambi Abubakar show at the Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. 2-0 they walked past the Gambia. It was the Toko Ekambi show at the Japoma Stadium in Douala. And now they're up against the most successful team in the competition's history. They are struggling to find a way to go past this defense. It feels more hard than using your elbow to scratch your ear. But the Egyptians have a corner. Zizou about to come on. This could be it for the Egyptian national side. It's the potential that this could be heartbreaking for everyone in Cameroon if the corner is well taken. But it's even better defended by Captain Vincent Abubakar, and GA chases possession back to the Egyptians. Their Campton Cameroons have to the final minute of the 4 added on by referee Bakary Gassama. And a reminder, there's been a sending off in this game from the touchline coach Carlos Queiroz. 2 yellow cards. And Samuel Eto'o is going completely bonkers in the VIP area. That's a man who's seen success to the highest, a club and international level.
One of those African footballers you've seen line up for the FIFA Ballon d'Or, and also the FIFA World Footballer of the Year, and also Ballon d'Or. I think he won third at some point in time behind Frank Lampard and also Ronaldinho while playing for Barcelona. Great player any day, anytime. Won Champions League back-to-back with Inter Milan. Then before then with Barcelona. And also did win this African Cup of Nations a couple of times.
Yeah, it wasn't
that strike increased my
Mahmoud Trezeguet.
tempo.
It looked threatening until the cameras gave us the aerial view. Yes, and he just thought it was a waste of possession.
Where is that coming from? That was
Apologies.
harsh.
I'm always soft on players. I know how difficult it is to play football. The Egyptians, the Cameroonians are seeing at the moment, they will see them for an extra 30 minutes.
There was a player who was sent off and he went on breaking things in the dressing room. I hope Queiroz is not doing the same at this point in time.
You want to say handcuff him? Yeah.
I never said so.
He's put his hand behind his back. And again, the reaction on the face of Tolo just going in harder. It's going to be another yellow card. And it's for the assistant. Holy smoke! This is becoming comical. And he's got the airport from Carlos Queiroz. I think he's saying, get yourself sent off to. Come, let's have a party some way. Leave the players. He's got his airport on. I think they're communicating.
Emmanuel, I'm sure the referee can hear you.
It's
There's a VAR call, I guess.
There's a possible VAR call. I think it's ended it. Well, it's full time.
Can you imagine?
And the most uncelebratory way to end a full 90 minutes.
No thanks to the coaches.
The biggest fixture at AFCON 2021. Nothing much to say about mention that we've seen an assistant manager being shown a yellow card. We've seen Carlos Queiroz being sent off, and Mohamed Salah could be next. All thanks to Bakary Gassama, the referee. And Salah is still complaining. It's getting intense. Full time from the Olembe Stadium in Yaoundé. 13 minutes beckons. It's Cameroon 0. It's Egypt 0. Incredible.
What's happening to these coaches? I've never seen Salah like this. Maybe I'm not correct, but you hardly see Salah get really angry and his eyes looking almost all red. And the coaches are still not learning. Has there been something put on their seats? If it was this part of I'm part of Delta today, because I don't put Pepe for ground to put them in that heated mood, because I'm wondering why one will be sent off and the others are not learning. There's another yellow card. They might be having the second referee and the second coach for Cameroon being sent off.
And you've got Patrice Motsepe, the CAF president, and Samuel Eto'o exchanging pleasantries. I like to read them, but they've got a face mask, and up comes the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino. Vasad Abubakar seeing himself on the big screen. He doesn't even want to have conversations with his teammates. Now he can talk to Ngeju. They share similarities with muscles. It's just appreciation for the LOC. They've done a great job. The man, FIFA president Gianni Infantino, wasn't set in the AFCON. Would go on successfully in Cameroon. Football fans also on the continent had doubts. Coaches and club sites where these players ply their trade. Some players just a week before, or just days before the AFCON. Some while the tournament had commenced, provided they were registered before the first real action.
10 lucky winners and 1 million naira monthly for one true Naija fan. Just dial *205# to turn up these fabulous prizes at the
Looking from the window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was to love you again. All I needed for another day. And oh, I am only you. Looking from the window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was to love you again. All I needed for another day. And oh, I am you, only you.
Ibrahim, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Belatus Ibrahim says Cameroon deserves to win. Let's see if we can get one more. One in the favor of Egypt. So that prediction is coming in. I thought Emmanuel is one kind of old man. I don't know if he's a guy.
I'm an old man, man. I'm an old man.
Let's call him an
What's up?
Let's call him an ancestor.
I'm an old man.
James Ogbebo says Egypt 1, Cameroon 0. Egypt will. I'm trying to get another comment from Samo. Okay, let me quickly take this one. Pascalino says, these guys in the studio, what is happening with referee? Why is he sharing cards only for Egypt? Is it Cameroon? Is it what Cameroon FA tells them or told them? I don't think he's been sentimental. Emmanuel, what do you think?
I think he's doing his job. Carlos Queiroz was getting a bit frustrated, and for the referee, that's how you take charge. Just send the player off, and this time it was the manager he sent off.
Let me take one more.
Please.
This one says Samuel Cujo says Egypt will win 1-0. Okay, 1-0. I understand what you're saying. Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Sahed Razak says Emmanuel, my man up, Egypt, Emmanuel, up Egypt, up and any up Arsenal. I think that man is reacting to what Friday actually said earlier. Godwin Shizi Escort says Cameroon 1-0. I think he's saying Cameroon will win this one. Nice one, guys. Like you guys, we love you too. Okochukwu and Mukoli. Egypt winning 1-0. And Inde Abiodun at this side. And that's also another one.
Keep your comments coming through on Facebook. We're streaming live for the first half of extra time has commenced. 46 seconds. Egypt will play from right to left. Cameroon will attack from left to right. They've got a free kick to take. That'll be swung in. Straight to the goalkeeper who's off his line. Oh, Leah Seliki, the substitute. So goalkeeper Bugabar off his line and almost took advantage of that. Just hitting the roof of the goal.
That's the man we told you earlier on play for Middlesbrough. Confused everybody. He saw the wall, saw the gathering of players, and we thought he was going to just put the ball in between. He didn't. He just saw the goalkeeper was off his line and played the ball almost directly into the net. That would have been a very, very dangerous and great free kick from Seliki. Made it Slicky also. I'm just like his name.
Oh, it could have been slick, I agree. As Egypt have possession now. Coming through all of the action here on Nigerian and refreshed by Coca-Cola and MTN, who are proud supporters of Nigerian football. It's the second semi-final. Cameroon against Egypt. 92 minutes of action played. Mohamed Salah has it. He's up against Tolo, unsuccessful. And there's a shimmy from Toko Ekambi. Hasn't found haven tonight. It's been quite the battle. Mohamed Lashin now saddled with the responsibility of marking Toko Ekambi. A Cup of Nations going down in Cameroon. It's been one with so much talks about. Before the footout, which was mentioned in how not many people were set in the African Cup of Nations 2021 in 2022 is going to hold. A week to the tournament, there was an emergency meeting. Eventually, we had people who voted in favour of the tournament going ahead. Zambo and Gisa. So touch out means Egypt have a throw on the left-hand side. India have. That's now in the half of the Cameroonians, a bit high. So the follow-up from Ngedu is decent. Likewise, that's a touch from Ahmed Fatou. Mohamed Salah trying to go in between two players. The Egyptians have that opportunity now. It's a decent cut back. An unusual strike and appeal for a penalty. Seems to have hit the Cameroonian hard. And the referee hasn't halted play. That's an exquisite control on the far left-hand side from Clayton Ngie. And he went down. The referee plays the advantage to the Egyptians. It's a bit high octane in the first few minutes of this first half of extra time.
Emmanuel, that was the control of the game. How he brought that ball down to Clayton Ngie was really surprising. Like nothing happened. That ball was up in the air and he dropped it and just moved on with it. Lovely move. Okay. The handball call has been shown again. The number 11 man who was protesting for a handball, I think he got it all wrong. The defender, that should be in Jeju, I guess.
Yes.
Had his hand and behind him completely. So there was no way you would have given a penalty for that one.
He knew it was going to come. He knew the moment the player Ramadan Serbi had possession, it would come. The Egyptians, they've rolled into enemy territory. The man is free on the left-hand side. It is Trezeguet. He scored in the 100 minutes against Morocco. His effort has taken a deflection off for a corner kick to Cameroon as they line up another tactical change in Christian Bassagog. That's one of the names you relate with the Cameroonian national team. But at the moment, they've got to defend this. Collins Fye. It's a corner kick to be taken by Trezeguet, a Cameroonian, is down on the turf. He's got the complexion of Castellato. It is Castellato. He's still down, holding onto his head. Is that the ball that hit him hard?
I'm thinking so. That's one of the calmest players for Cameroon so far, but always ready to work. He's been on duty 24/7 when you have the Cameroonians on the pitch, and I hope he's not going to just go down like that. That might affect the next position for the Cameroonian national team, as we've seen another player pick up from there and looking to come on for the Cameroonian national team. The number 4 man is up, most likely coming in. Harold Mukudi might be replacing Castellato if he doesn't come back on as quickly as possible.
Yeah, there'll be no need to throw in the man I mentioned earlier. That's Christian Basagog, when it's a defender who's about to be forced off injured. He's a strong lad. He might be able to carry on playing Jean-Charles Castellato, the 27-year-old Nantes, as a player based in the French league. Well, he's a bit dizzy.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to be dazed when you're up against Mohamed Salah, Trezeguet, and the other Egyptian players who started with the duty of scoring. The corner will come now from Trezeguet. It's a low one, played out to safety by Vincent Abubakar. That's the second time he's intercepting a corner kick. The first was his head, and now with his leg. So he's not just a captain who attacks, he also knows how to defend. It's all encompassing now. That's a fortunate touch from Abdel Munim. Another perfect pass, intercepted by Ngeju. Another interception from the Egyptian player on the left hand side.
Fatou.
It is Ahmed Fatou trying to lay free. Support Kels up front. And Mustafa Mohamed, who's also had quite the run in this fixture, with his eyes somewhat like Mesut Ozil's. Just a bit tiny. Now that tactical change will come. One would be a forced change. That's for Harold Mokudi, the 24-year-old Saint-Etienne player, coming for the injured Jean-Charles Castellato. And we await confirmation who would be coming on for Christian Basagog. He was the camera's pan on Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting. It just shows you how blessed they are, the Cameroonians.
Exactly. They really want to get this victory, and they're doing everything right, and they've kept their substitutions so late. And when you remember Basagog, you remember that goal, the solo goal they had against, was it Ghana in the semi-finals? Yeah, the semi-finals, in the 93rd minute of that game. Ran through the defense after engaging. I put the team ahead. He's going to be coming on, and he might also be having that same move in another semi-finals 5 years later. Basagog, thick, well built, and also very pacey the player. This man, the man who just came on, looks like Song. The other Song, not really good, but Song, what's his other name again? I'm trying to remember. Song Belong. The man who was also the captain of the team at some point in time. One of those fine players that played for Arsenal and also played for Barcelona before moving on to moving on from the Chinese league and down to Barcelona. Great player any day, anytime, Song.
So those changes have come. They've taken off a man who looks very sad. He wanted to play the entirety of this fixture. Jean-Charles Castellato is off for Harold Mukudi. And you've got the opportunity of seeing a man who played the entire duration when they beat Egypt in 2017, Christian Basagog. Is Coleman to replace a man who will not be on the score sheets tonight, Carl Toko Ekambi.
A tactical change, I think it was needed. Toko had been silent at some point, but hopefully this substitution would favour the Cameroonians. I think what they're trying to do now is get bullish in the attack. That's why they've left Abubakar, and also Basagog in the attack. What I'm expecting now is getting one man in Choupo-Moting onto this pitch, and why? He will just be the one behind the two strikers, just a link up, playing as most likely as the supporting striker, and just make sure that the balls are easily spread across these two guys because of his experience and his wealth of experience. I'm playing for Bayern Munich and from Stoke City down to PSG and the likes. So I'm expecting Choupo-Moting to be in this game. Hopefully, he gets on.
Against Morocco, this was the minute Trezeguet scored. 100 minutes. Here's Mohamed Salah. Well, he turned good. Just didn't have the power behind it. Goal kick to Cameroon. He could have equaled Trezeguet's minutes. Again, you've got to say Andre Onana had his angle well covered.
Well covered. That's a young man, I told you. Doesn't look like a goalkeeper. Looks like an entertainer and also an outfield football player. But does so well in his job playing for Ajax. I won't be surprised if one of the top teams in England or Spain, or maybe even in Italy, get to take him off that club side where he currently plies his trade.
Egyptian Cameroonian manager Tony Conceição, and as it's got the support of the fans, the few ones who've been certified fit to watch this encounter. For fans to gain access to any of the match centres in Cameroon, you've got to provide COVID test that turns negative 24 hours or on the day of the game itself. That's the lateral test, not the PCR. I could still pass for as long as 72 hours. Some would say 48, but everyone in the stadium tonight is COVID negative. COVID-19. That's for those who've seen the flick on the movie streaming platform, All of Us Are Dead. Something very terrifying to watch at night though, because it's zombie inspired, but it's well scripted. Had to take 48 hours to see the entire series, and it was worth it.
I come here again and hearing Emmanuel talk about this movie.
Oh, you've heard it somewhere else?
I was watching the Senegal game yesterday on my phone, and when I got to my friend's house, that was what they were seeing. I just turned my back. I don't want to see anything bloody at this point.
Well,
I'm wondering.
It's a good one. It's zombie filled, but it is a good movie. It's also about a virus breakout, and somehow I'm not going to spoil it for those who are listening to the broadcast. They keep you locked into Nigeria info. If you haven't seen All of Us Are Dead, this is the free publicity.
Julius and D1, if you're listening, Emmanuel.
Oh yeah.
I've seen the movie for 48 hours. I don't have that time, man. How can I watch All of Us Are Dead?
Not many.
I'm alive.
I understand now. You're being very superstitious. I'm not going to say.
Don't mind me. I actually don't like. I don't like horrific movies.
Yeah. A colleague who, by the way, is my presenter in the NPFL TV production, Jide said, "Well, this is some good movie, Mano, but it's too much horror because it's a series and it's not just a one-off."
The one-off, yeah.
Said he cannot bear to see, and I said, if you start it, you become a fan who likes blood. But for now, nothing is bleeding. Oh, that's an onside pass. Egypt can get something special here. It's a roll through. Awful decision. And the player goes down to the penalty box, an offside call. Well, eventually the flag goes up.
But why didn't they strike that ball? Why did you decide to play a pass? Why? Who was that making that lovely run?
Trezeguet was the one central wall. He obviously would have been chalked off, as they always advise the assistant referees, keep the flag down. As your friend Mustafa Mohamed.
A painful move from him, and we'll see the anger from Sobi, who I don't know if he's shouting at the referee for giving, or the linesman have given a call or the wrong pass. Even the number 14 man is also complaining. Mustafa Mohamed. That's the best we've seen him do so far in this game, and I think he took a wrong decision as far as that pass is concerned. You could have struck that ball really hard up in the net if that wasn't an offside. We've seen Aguero score in such positions a lot of times, and these are players you should learn from as far as finishing in such positions is concerned as a striker.
They come with the possession. They've got a few minutes left in the first half of extra time. 104 played. Coverage of the second semi-final, AFCON 2021, refreshed by Coca-Cola and MTN, who are proud supporters of Nigerian football. Someday a Nigerian referee would be in charge of an AFCON semi-final or final.
Amen.
I look forward to that day. Trezeguet chasing the ball, and it's fallen kindly for Harold Mukudi. Back to goalkeeper Andre Onana, who's off his line, inches away from the penalty arc. Start off with the man on the right hand side, who's just on the pitch for some few minutes. they continue to seek a pathway to success. This cross is intercepted. James Lisilke. Collins Fire will take the throw for Cameroon on the right hand side. Finds the new man Harold. Goes all the way to Tolo. They are now in Egypt half. A reminder, Cameroon playing from left to right. Egypt attacking from right to left. Back to Tolo. Harold has it. Has gone past the halfway line. A bit central now. And give it away possession to the Egyptians. It's Shike. It's 3 against 3. Mohamed Salah has it. Finds support on the right hand side in Mustafa Mohamed. Not a good first touch from Mustafa. He's given away possession. The referee plays the advantage. Too much energy, too much power behind it, but it's kept in play. There's going to be a problem now for the Egyptians. Rolled into the penalty box. The goalkeeper fumbles. There's a clearance from the Egyptian central defender. Just saving the blushes. All facer comparatively Mohamed Abu Gabal. Draw taken quickly. Cameroon have their tails up in the latter stages of the first half of extra time. A cross should come in now. Unsuccessful from Collins Fye. The Egyptians need this moment as the referee calls a halt to what has truly been a frenetic first half of extra time. Nothing yet separates this two historic Cup of Nations side. Clinton in GA's last effort could have been the turning point, but for now, nothing is assured. Half time in extra time. It's Cameroon 0, Egypt 0.
You want to call it a surprise? I don't want to say that, but that's what it looks like so far. Njay came on and has shown his experience and brilliance and moving up front as far as the Cameroonian national team is concerned. For the Egyptians, they've been taking wrong decisions. Mustafa Mohamed, if they still have a substitution to make, I think they still have one more. Should be taken off on this pitch. Emmanuel has made too many errors. The last ball that would have most likely gotten them another chance, he would have just left the ball. That's the attack that we saw Njay almost get the ball into the back of the net, or pass to the striker for Sambabaka, which wasn't connecting. What he would have done was leave the ball to go through your legs and make a run. You force the ball back into where you have a player, and I'm wondering, where did you receive your own training from? Is this the same football that we play? Make the ball easy for yourself. You've seen the likes of Salah do a couple of stuff. Are you not learning from those guys? You're causing much trouble, and I'm wondering, he's still the one on the pitch, Mustafa Mohamed. He's not getting any foot right since I've been seeing him play as far as this game is concerned, and it's almost 120 minutes. I think he should be substituted, and I hope if that substitution is done, a better player who understands football more will be brought on for the Egyptian national team.
I appreciate everyone who continues to drop comments on Facebook as the players all with their glance getting set for the second half of extra time. We'd also celebrate those who are sending in messages via WhatsApp. Good evening to everyone in the studio. Emmanuel and Azu says Cameroon to win the game. Mr. Sarah from K2. There'll be a final change for the Egyptians. And you called it, so it'll be Mustafa Mohamed who will be taken off.
Is it the one?
Yes,
Hallelujah.
he's the one who will be taken off.
He should be taken off.
And
a lot of the rubbish is done so far. I think Mohamed Sharif will be the one who comes on and the number 9 man for the Egyptian national team.
25-year-old, a lovely player. If he had the opportunity of playing in an AFCON final, playing in the FIFA Club World Cup, he certainly would choose the latter. But the former, as the case is, Mustafa Mohamed wouldn't be part of the conversation for penalties if this situation happens. A silence is required at times. Just to detail the pause from the fans. Sometimes it's just good to hear the heartbeat.
Exactly.
Abubakar would see out this fixture. It's like Mohamed Salah. It could be taking the decisive penalties, and the second half is back underway of extra time. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. A coverage refreshed by Coca-Cola and MTN, proud supporters of Nigerian football. 15 minutes to a final place against Senegal.
And it's looking like it's going to be tougher. The Cameroonians, I think they've gotten relaxed since not getting that goal in the first half of normal time. They've left the Egyptians to do more of the attacking and do the run-ins, and they are saving energy for when it's going to be needed. As Salah swings in that pass, that might be causing some trouble. Well saved from Andrew Onana. For the Egyptians, and they've played them most of the time, moved up, but I think they've just lacked that little striker who would have helped them put the ball in the back of the net or take those decisive decisions when needed. Salah is an experienced player, but the other players' experience, like I mentioned, Mustafa Mohamed has cost them a lot. But in the end, football must be played, and we'll have to enjoy what we have on the screens. If they find themselves in the semi-finals, they've actually done a great job knocking out the likes of Côte d'Ivoire and also one of the favourites, Morocco. This is like the top final for the final itself and for the Egyptian national. The kudos was given to them, even if they get knocked out today.
You know, I just thought about something as if, by virtue of any situation, the Egyptians make it to the final, the men would have the opening ceremony as the third place game in Cameroon against Burkina Faso.
That's true.
It just came to me
Wow.
now.
That's true.
Well, the Cameroonians won't like it.
They won't like it. I hope they honour the game.
They have to. Yeah. I mean, they have to honor the game. I probably don't have some of the big players played. I think they have to.
That thing you had as reservation, can you get this?
You know, the point. Awesome. You know, we're hoping while in Cameroon, genuinely, we're hoping that the team would go for as neutrals, because there's a possibility that something funny could happen if they got knocked out in the group stages or in the round of 16. So
the tournament will end
in a very unusual way. So we're all rooting for the Indomitable Lions, but this is a stage no one can begrudge them off. They could also make another tactical change, which will be their fifth and final change. We'll get confirmation. Looks like the presence of Ignatius Ganago. We'll take all of your comments if this game goes into penalties. Mahmoud Trezeguet. Well, it's a different player altogether. Jean Onana. Azu will help me find out if they're related. Jean Onana and Andre Onana.
I don't think they are.
Jean is 22, Andre is 25.
They don't look alike. He actually plays for Bordeaux. Just give me some seconds.
Yeah, by the way, the man who's been taken off is Martin Hongla. He's got a power lapse bar. Just cannot see him through 108 minutes of action played. All of the substitutions allowed the teams have been exhausted. I've seen Harold Makwidi come on for almost a deflection going into the back of the net. Goalkeeper for the second time off his line. Fortunately went way over, but it will be a corner kick to Cameroon. That would have been quite that's the unusual way to consider goal in most heartbreaking way. If it takes a deflection and goes in. A man who almost was fortunate. Got hands folded there. So they get set to take the corner, to be taken by James Leselike. A Cameroonian found some with the strength to wave the flag, orders, hands in prayer-like positions. Selike to take. It's an out swing, got the header, comes off an Egyptian player. And it's gone for another corner on the right-hand side. It was Mahmoud Trezeguet who's come back defending to help his fellow teammate. A bit nervy moments for the Egyptians. 109 minutes of action played. They progressed via this route in the quarter-final stage against the Moroccans. The referee has called back play, saying, well, you've got to pay attention to my whistle. The Egyptians thought they had dispossessed the Cameroonians off that corner, but it would be retaken hands on head from the fans. Not sure what he knows that I do not know. A corner will come from the right inside. Pressure moment for Egypt. Could be glorious for the Indomitable Lions. There's a bit of shoving and moving around in the box. Concentration level is high. Header is well taken. And a strike is expected from this distance. The player hesitated, and Egypt can break away on the right inside. Mohamed Salah. Well, it's nowhere close to where the ball is at the moment, and that's an awful pass. Even as they continue to combat, Imam Ashur trying to help out, but it's collective safety by Nohutolo. He's had a brilliant game this evening. Possession back. Imam tries to find Salah. Good turn from the Egyptian captain. Salah's got two players to beat. One is Tolo. And you know who's going to be victorious? It's the Cameroonian defender.
That should be a corner.
Oh, it's a goal kick, and that's why he's screaming that I've got Salah in my pocket. To the delight of the Cameroonian
I want to see the
fans.
replay of that. I thought it was a corner.
Your friend Mahmoud, Mustafa Mohammed,
You should
cannot
sit
believe
down.
that.
You should just sit
That's
down.
a goal kick.
You should sit down.
111 minutes of action played. 9 more minutes left. And for neutrals, we enjoy a kick from the penalty spot. And if you're a Cameroonian or an Egyptian, that moment is when you want to call on all you believe in.
I'm already thinking ahead, thinking for both teams, who has a better goalkeeping quality as far as penalties is concerned. And I think Onana do a lot as far as penalties is concerned. Hopefully, he will be able to save balls, because you don't save goals like they say.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting if this goes into penalties. But why do I still feel there's a goal in this game?
By the way, I feel like it's take penalties to decide this fixture. Don't say that's what you want, Emmanuel. No, I just think if you take us into extra time, go the stretch. Heavy control for the Cameroonians on the far right inside. Couldn't get across the cleats in GA. That's a lethargic header. It's gone out of touch. And that's the goalkeeping coach, legendary Sam El Hadari. It's the man who's been walking around, the one you mentioned. He looks quite familiar. And there's a walkie-talkie. By the way, Sam El Hadari is the third most capped Egyptian player of all time. 159 appearances, no single goal for the goalkeeper.
That's a man who saved penalties at ease. I think I saw him against, was it Cameroon? I can't remember, but he saved about 2-3 penalties in one game. We saw him also instrumental when Egypt went to the Confederations Cup. Played so well in their opening game against Brazil. I think they lost that game by 4 goals to 2 or 4-3, where you had the likes of Zidane and Zaki scoring. But El Hadari was just a beauty to watch. He saves normal balls and makes skills out of saves, and he wasn't the tallest of goalkeepers. I think it was at Al-Ahly for a very long time, moved on to Europe, then came back to Al-Ahly. Again, that's one of the greatest footballers I've seen as far as African football is concerned, and one of the greatest goalkeepers I've seen in the world, El Hadari. If you go check his highlights, you understand what I'm talking about. It was one of the huge reasons the Egyptians were able to win the tournament 3 straight times, 2006, 2008, and also 2010. And who else would they ever had them behind the scenes?
Yes, the goalkeeper coach. They also do have the team doctor, Mohamed Abu El Ela, and the team manager, who's also a renowned player, Wael Goma. And it's just from what the guys who've done this since while they were active. That's what football is turning out to become. Here's Fazal Boubacar. Could be a chance. And it's cleared out. Well done by El Wanch. That's another opportunity maybe for Salah, but Andre Onana, that's confident play, but it could be costly.
Very brave.
That's the best word to use to describe that moment. Bravery from Andre Onana. Cameroon have possession on the right hand side in Egypt half. What a telling pass. Colin Fire with the first touch as an appeal for a penalty. His hands are up. Referee says play on. The guys in the VAR room certainly having a replay of that situation. Haytham Girat, Khalil Hassani, and Latlu Ben Braham. The VAR referees.
Those names sound Egyptian.
Yeah, sometimes they have the VAR referees from different countries just to come. Not everyone is trained in the video assistant refereeing decisions, so for some it's their specialty, for others no. Well done, El Wanch. Still looks like still bleeding, yeah. Well, he's got the net on his head and he's going in for those sliding tackles against a player who's got Formula 1 car pace like Clinton Ngie.
It's called service.
5 more minutes in extra time. A goal kick to the Egyptian side. The Cameroon players are upstanding. I know that football is not certain. Not every team successfully hosts and wins. But if you have that opportunity, do it. And the critics have said this is the first real test for the Cameroonians. Evident in the posture of Fecafoot president Samuel Eto'o, who said, put out a tweet after he won the election as Fecafoot president on December 11th, saying, "I'll be remembering today as one of the proudest moments of my life, and I wonder if Cameroon go on to win, if that moment wouldn't trump his election victory as Fecafoot president.
He had his own fair share of the Egyptian domination while he was playing football, 2006, 2008 and also 2010. Samuel Eto'o was very much involved in football. I think in 2010 he had that was the same season they won the UEFA Champions League and with Inter Milan under Jose Mourinho. So he left the African Cup of Nations, well, ended up that year winning the UEFA Champions League. But right here, it's not looking like it's already. He wants to do the same that he has done as a player, also as coach of, or as FA president of Cameroonian football. And I think he's actually just brought the football to a level that they were not at some point in time.
Well, it was one of his statements that he's going to take sports to a level they've never seen before. That's football, certainly. Good defensive play, says the referee. And Egypt can find a breakthrough, potentially. It's played out to safety by Harold Mokudi. Yes, they've got that opportunity to throw in one more because it's gone into extra time, and it would be Zizo who will come in, and he would be replacing Mohamed Sherif. That's the man who just came on.
A tactical change. I think he has one thing. Maybe he's troubled or he has an injury. That's the same man you were talking about.
Yeah.
That should be at the World Club, Cup, right?
Yeah, that's because he came in extra time.
Yeah.
And he's just shaking his head. Yeah, he's saying, what is this, coach? Well, maybe Zizo takes penalties. Yes, possibly. And
I think that's what he's doing.
The man in the dressing room has told him, take the man off. Just to mention again, for those who, and if you're just tuning in, you've missed quite the fixture. The Egyptian coach was red carded. We're into the final 3 minutes. It's not over yet. This could be something significant for Egypt. Ramadan Sobi! And his cross goes past everyone in the 6-yard box. Unbelievable scenes.
The Egyptians were ready to run on the pitch already.
He had so much time. Ramadan Sobi. Was he trying to score from that? Unbelievable.
He squared the ball out.
He had 4 Egyptian players in the 6-yard box and had so much power behind the ball. It could have just been a pass.
Exactly. Or was he just going to hit it and make it a deflection?
Unbelievable. Wow. Zizo is on the pitch. 120 seconds left. That could define history for both teams. I mentioned during the course of the broadcast that however this goes, these teams would be remembered for the quality they possess and how hard this fixture has been. And it's often said that the difference between try and triumph is just a little oomph. For 60 seconds, we want to see the side who produced that a little bit of oomph. And the Egyptian players having a conversation on the bench. Often speaking in Arabic now, so I cannot successfully read them. Yeah, the frustration of the player who got taken off. He's not happy. He's just pushing everyone away. I mean, I just came on in extra time.
And left the World Club Cup for this.
Yeah,
and this is what you're doing.
They're trying to console him and say it's for the national team. It's for the national team. I'm not sure he'll be friends with the Egyptian coach or the assistant Carlos Queiroz.
It was very painful.
It is actually. I mean, I got surprised. I would be angry.
I thought he was injured or had 1 or 2 issues, but.
So we've got 120 minutes. Penalty in a few seconds upon us. The same routes taken by the Egyptians to navigate their way in Douala against Cote d'Ivoire. A fourth official gestures 1 minute. I beg your pardon. 60 seconds of additional time. It will be cruel if a goal goes in now. For the sake of fair play, take us to penalties.
And how fair can penalties be?
Oh, then it becomes a lottery. The destiny no longer in your hands. Some would say actually the hands of your goalkeeper. And that's why the Egyptians wouldn't be afraid. Mohamed Abou Gabar is responsible for that successful shootout against Cote d'Ivoire. Came on in that game to replace the legendary Mohamed El Shinawi. Here's Mohamed Salah in the centre rack. Rolls it to the right hand side. They've got about 20 seconds left. They're trying to hold on to possession and see how far of success they can achieve. And the sliding tackle comes from Turlo.
And that's
And
the
as
end.
the sliding tackle comes, the whistle goes. Referee Bakari Gassama of the Gambia has halted what has been quite the contest. Chances were made. Moments of glory. Unsettled. A manager getting sent off early on, even with the presence of one of the best players on the continent. They just couldn't find a goal in a tournament prior to kickoff. They had seen 94 goals scored in 49 matches. The 50th game at AFCON 2021 has ended after extra time. Cameroon 0, Egypt 0. Penalties to the side.
A very top one, I tell you. The last tournament we saw over 100 goals. I think 101 or 102 or 106 in the last time AFCON in 2019. This time around is 94. That means we might have to see at least 6 goals to reach 100 century of goals in the final and the semi-final games. This is the second semi-final for those who are listening. It's between Egypt and Cameroon, 0-0. It's time for the penalty shootout. We've seen 120 minutes and played already. Lots of chances missed. Angers flaring. Carlos Queiroz, the head coach of the Egyptian national team, went bonkers and was sent off by the referee Gassama. Right now we're preparing for penalties, and the Cameroons are done on that man Mohamed Salah, who might be taking the final one, most likely for the team, just the way he did the last time out.
If it plays in their favour.
Yeah, if he plays in their favour.
Yeah, we've seen certain top
And there might be times they might
penalties.
need to recover. He just has to take another penalty.
Bakari Gassama, the referee, having to Egyptian fans, he's no stranger. He took charge of that game against Congo in the 2018 World Cup qualifier. So Egypt's first qualification in 30 years. And recently he was in charge, as you mentioned this earlier on, in that game between Nigeria and Egypt at the stadium in Garoua. I had the pleasure of being a correspondent at that match centre. I was happy to see Nigeria beat Egypt, and it was heartbreaking to see Tunisia knock the Eagles out and see how far the Egyptians have come. The Cameroonians will form a circle. They all chant songs, they all say prayers, they all hug Andre Onana. There's sort of moments where goalkeepers and trying their names in a history of respecting football national teams. That's the moments where they have to win the crowd.
I can see Conceição, the coach of the Cameroonian national team, becoming a motivational speaker. Telling him you have to aspire to perspire. That's on a lighter note. One of the players actually praying for them at this point. But I think that man has got guts, he's got confidence, he's got bravery in his job. Keeping a great player, maybe the biggest player in the team, Martin Choupo-Moting, off the pitch and for like 2 games now, is some bravery. You don't see that always, Emmanuel.
And the Egyptian lady just lighting up, burning the stick. Say, yeah, the tension is gonna be cool. Actually,
Really?
yes. I mean, the Egyptians
I
are
didn't notice
livelier.
that.
The Cameroonians are the ones who are in
they're home.
in dampened spirits.
They're home. The Egyptians know anything that comes our way, we're good to go.
Yeah. So again, our coverage is refreshed by Coca-Cola, MTN, who are proud supporters of Nigerian football. And shout out to everyone who's tuned into the broadcast, including you. Yeah, you know you. I'm talking about you. The Egyptians await the FIFA president. He might be on the first flight back to Zurich. Just stay the stretch till Sunday. I doubt that though for the finale. Mohamed Salah would walk up to the part of Bakari Gassama. He awaits the presence of Vincent Abubakar just for the rituals of who goes first, who takes the first penalty.
That's the coin toss, you mean?
The coin toss. Thanks for the messages, by the way, on Facebook and on WhatsApp. I'm going to take a few. Good evening, gentlemen. I want the West African counterpart to win. A virtue of the map, Cameroon are not West African, are they? They're not, genuinely. Good evening, Emmanuel and
I think they're
Azu.
Central African.
Yeah. If you go through the comments of your post, you see Yeah, where someone predicted, I hope you prepared for extra time. He called it. Yeah, he did. Someone actually said the game would go into extra time. Good evening, Manuel and Azu. I'm rooting for Cameroon. Olamileko from Ikotu. And he's enjoying the coverage. Thank you so much. But guys, this is Hassan from Canada, and he puts a picture. He's out in the snow. Share some. Lagos has Hamatan. It says, it's seriously snowing. I'm enjoying your coverage and commentary. Good job. Thank you so much, Hassan. I can't pen your numbers, so if I want to visit Canada, you can't carry me for airport. Emmanuel, good evening. For me, it's time the better team should win. Unata Abajo, thank you. These are messages via WhatsApp. Good evening, Femi and the gang. I'm Wisdom from Baroa. And he's saying the final will be Cameroon versus Senegal, and Cameroon to win the trophy. They've got to navigate their way beyond the Egyptians. On halts now as we approach the first penalty kick.
It's going to be taken by the Cameroonians, I guess.
So Cameroon will take the first.
Whoa.
Since the goalkeeper, Mohamed Abou Gabal, is going to his post. Well, both goalkeepers actually, and the referee's just trying to say, you don't go past this line.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to gesticulate to the goalies. Gabal knows this. He's seen one against Cote d'Ivoire. Onana, well, it's not familiar ground for him, despite this fixture going down in Yaoundé. And a fist bump. It will be Vincent Aboubakar to take the first for Cameroon.
That's unusual, Emmanuel.
A captain
taking the first penalty.
Leading by example, they say. A captain who knows that he needs the support of the fans. And he regains their voices. Starts and stare this boat. Aboubakar takes numerous steps back. He's up against Mohamed Abou Gabal. Aboubakar, well taken. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. It's one for Cameroon.
That was a brilliant penalty for Aboubakar. It looked like he was going to hit the ball really hard. Slows it down when he gets close to the goalkeeper and makes sure he moves them in the wrong direction before he strikes the ball. That's a very brilliant one from the captain. And like you said, Emmanuel, he's just led by example.
And he inspires the fans. Let's see if Mohamed Salah will take the bronze. No, he doesn't want to do it. It will be Zizo, the man who came on for the player who got angry.
This is why he came on. I hope that man prays for him. I hope he's not angry. I hope he doesn't celebrate if he loses the penalty.
And says you could have kept me on the pitch. Zizo up against Onana. And he looks like he wants to take a set piece. Oh, he knows how to play this.
No. Now we understand why.
Bottom left corner.
Was it Lashin that was taken off? I hope he understands why this man was brought on. Sold the goalkeeper completely. Completely sold, like, oh no, this is a Jorginho penalty, the man for Chelsea. You
and
know
he says, I cannot hear the booze.
I can't. It's on deaf ears and to the world, and that's why it's just taking that penalty really calmly. It's 1-1.
It is. We await the presence of the second Cameroonian to take. It will be another substitute. Harold Mokudi,
number 4,
who came on for the injured Jean-Charles Castellato. So Harold to take. His right-footed. Harold takes, goalkeeper saves. He gets right. Mohamed Abou Gabal. Defenders don't often play good penalty kicks. Goalkeepers often make great penalty saves.
Are we going to fault this penalty now? We're going to give the goalkeeper the credit. I expected the defender to hang this ball on the top corner. Have you seen Leonardo Bonucci put the ball up?
Well done, director.
That lady had been crying even before the penalty started. Like she saw the future already.
It's Mohamed Abdel Manim. He's another defender.
Haladari is celebrating already. I know my goalkeeper. I think that's what it feels like.
So it will be Mohamed Abdel Manim to take.
He looks scared. I hope it doesn't affect him each play.
He's on number 2. It's Egypt's second. And he scores. When in doubt, goal central. Egypt are in the lead. It's Cameroon 1, Egypt 2. And the pressure returns on the decks of the indomitable Lions. An opportunity to bluff confidence back. James Lieseliki A 25-year-old Middlesbrough player. A reaction from the stands shows dejection. He's left-footed. He's a southpaw. He can make it count. Oh, it's saved! It's saved by Mohamed Abou Gabal. He did it against Cote d'Ivoire. On the verge against Cameroon. Consecutive penalty saves.
Wow.
That's why he was patch fit to play.
Wow.
Guessed right, same position. Yeah, for Cameroon. Hossein Stranger penalty moment. Nothing is guaranteed.
Until it ends, right?
But a man who will take this is Mohamed Lashin. He could put this game beyond the host nation. Lashin up against Onana. His right-footed. Onana is central. Lashin scores. Bottom right corner. It's flawless penalty kicks from Egypt. And Azu, you cannot fault this.
You can't fault this, Mano. Are you going to say some raw taking penalties, or you cannot fault the penalties, or the fact that they've just the goalkeeper has guessed wrongly? Because those other penalties were well taken from the Cameroonian national team. Just that the goalkeeper was more eagle-eyed to know where these balls are going to be placed, and has gotten 2 saves. This might just be the decider.
Yes.
The Cameroonians are dampened already.
It is Clayton in GA. If he misses, it's all over. He's got to bring Cameroon back in this.
I think he's going to get the goal.
If he scores, it's game on.
It's a Sheber.
Everyone staring at NGA. NGA!
Oh,
he's missed it!
Whoa.
Well, the referee, and eventually calls it. That's the final whistle. The indomitable Lions have been caged. Egypt have a walk in Anubis. Victory via penalty is theirs. There is a reason why they are the most successful team in this competition. This surely takes them closer to an 8th AFCON title. A victory that elevates hope across Egypt. Envelopes another in Yaoundé. No goals after extra time. Zizo, Abdulmunim, Lashin, all converted. They didn't need Mohamed Salah's nerves of steel. Lost in the final in 2017 in Gabon against this Cameroonian side. A perfect revenge in 2021. It's a result which secures a final passage, not just a scoreline.
Squarish has been released.
Cameroon won, Egypt 3 on penalties, and from the Abyss, he comes out alive. Carlos Queiroz, the Egyptian manager, red-carded, certified fit to celebrate. The host nation dumped out of the competition, and the opening game, Azu, becomes the 3rd place fixture. We've got Salah against Mane in the final. Confirmation, Egypt wins on penalties, 3-1.
3-1, they win on penalties, Emmanuel. If I'm not wrong, this should be the 9th time they are playing in the African Cup of Nations finals. One of the most frequent fixtures. They played almost 29 times between each other, and now is the 16th win for the Egyptian national team, if you're going to count it the way that is, and still remains at 6 for Cameroon and 7 draws between them. Oh, this should also be counted as a draw, right? I think it should be a draw and 15 wins for the Cameroonian, for the Egyptian national team. Painful night for them. Went all out, started the first half really brightly. Looked like they were going to get the victory. Salah missed a sitter or goal that would have won the game already for them in the second half. And now we're seeing just what they need to get. A victory for the Egyptian national team. A lot of people didn't see this coming, but I just knew since yesterday that there's a possibility of Salah getting to the finals, and my spirit just kept on telling me at least I guessed one right today, even though the Cameroonians have played some very wonderful football. But you must agree with me, Emmanuel, that this is their biggest test, or maybe their major test so far since the tournament started, or en route to the semi-finals, and they've not been able to get a victory. Painful loss for the Cameroonians, who kept it watertight at the back. Did all they could, but at some point in time also couldn't take their chances, one or two, when they got it against the goalkeeper, who is now the hero of this particular night.
There's something about the soon-to-be-played AFCON final. The two sides who've made it through, Senegal and Egypt, will also compete for a place in Qatar when the World Cup playoffs come alive.
Can you
the
imagine?
Same fixture.
So 3 fixtures already lined up for them. And that's why I'm asking, can these coefficients be increased for Africa?
9 teams will compete when America's host much later. 9 African teams.
But we don't have to wait till the tournament is increased, because it's going to be about 40 teams, I guess.
Yeah. So that's all. We've got 9 teams competing for now.
Imagine
Africa has
Egypt,
just 5.
imagine Salah and Mane, one of them not been in the World Cup.
Imagine
in
the
Qatar.
Ayew brothers and, of course, the Nigerian team. One of them not been in Qatar. So it's
Algeria, is it Algeria against
Algeria play Cameroon.
Cameroon, can you imagine?
What a situation. Let's head to the 4 line to zero. We've concluded all of the knockout games. What is left? It's just charity in the third place. And the big, as we say, the main event to go down on Sunday. That would be between the Teranga Lions of Senegal, who will be the home team, and the Pharaohs of Egypt. It could be a fixture that would hold movements across Liverpool. 0700 993 993 993. Keep your comments coming through. And Facebook on WhatsApp. We'll take as many as we can. We've got 10 minutes before we take our Guangwero out of our studio. Appreciation to our friends who refreshed us, Coca-Cola and MTN, who are proud supporters of Nigerian football, Azu.
And it's been different formats, 3-1, 3-1. The 2 semi-finals have ended. Let's take the first call. Who's awake? Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Mike, calling from Ogun State.
Welcome, Mike.
I am so happy Cameroon are bundled out of the competition.
Wow.
So happy. In fact, they're the best team in the country. They are the best team in the tournament.
Who?
Cameroon.
They're the best.
Yeah, I know that's what people are saying now. They're the best team in the tournament. But now they face the real test, the big boys in the competition, and they couldn't do anything. I'm so happy they are knocked out.
Thank you very much for calling in. We really appreciate the Cameroonians have been knocked out, and somebody is happy. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Emmanuel.
Hello.
Hello, Asu.
Good evening to you.
This Friday, I'm calling with info. I say one must go through. It's Liverpool final. Emmanuel.
Yeah. Nene is there. That's what I wanted you to talk about. Talk about Nene.
Before the commencement of the Nation Cup.
Yeah. What?
To be Liverpool final.
Yeah. Emmanuel, Friday, you're not talking Nene. I want to hear you mention Nene.
No, Azu, I want to say something. This is the first time in the Nation Cup final that the 2 needy players from the continent are from the same club.
Okay.
Go and check. It has never happened before.
Emmanuel, Friday, you're not talking Nene.
Nene has been removed now. That's why it's fun now. If they want to win, let them remove
this guy.
Nene is an enemy to him. He is an enemy. He has been removed.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Friday.
I can sleep till 10 o'clock tomorrow.
I can imagine.
No, enjoy your night, Friday. Who else is on the line? Let's see if we can get the ladies talking. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yeah.
You're still awake. What's the name again?
Of Egypt. Deborah.
Deborah, welcome.
Of Egypt.
Of
I said
Egypt.
they will win it if it leads to
shootout. I'll go tell some boys when they come meet, when they collect odds.
All right, thank you.
Emmanuel, do you need odds?
We need
Meet
to,
Deborah.
towards the change life.
Thank you, Deborah, for calling in. Let's see if we can take 1 or 2 more calls. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
Koboko.
Koboko. Welcome.
I just want to comment your commentaries, Jerry. I don't know how to predict. I said Cameroon, and the one I predicted last time. I know which. I don't know how to predict. Well,
You don't agree?
I root for Senegal on Sunday.
Okay, so that means now Egypt go winner.
Let's just squeeze in a few ads. About 60 seconds. Would return to wrap things up.
What you need. Our panel of business experts take a look at your business model and advise you on how to get it back.
Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear?
carry this one for here. Chook out! Chop suya!
Looking from the window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was the little day. All I needed for another day. And though I
Just skeptical about what will happen. The last two games have been won by the Senegalese, home and away, in that 2014 qualifiers. But the Egyptians know how to do it in the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
It was a 2-1 victory in 2006. I also remember they met in 2002, where Lamine Diatta got the only goal for Senegal. That was Mali 2002 in Bamako against Egypt. So it's almost balanced between them, but more wins for the Egyptians, 6 against 4, 2 draws. So and that they started playing in 1986, and it was also the African Cup of Nations where the Senegalese won by 1 goal to nil. It's going to be very instrumental. Mane up against that man,
Mohamed
Salah, and the goalkeeper who we're looking down on has actually already put his name in the sands of time. Abu Gaba, so he's going to be rivaling Mendy as far as goalkeeping department is concerned. The Senegalese have shown quality. They don't concede too many goals. And I tell you, it's going to be a game to watch out for. I mentioned Mane, I mentioned Salah, Mahrez, and Sebastian Haller as the 3 top players I'll be seeing in this tournament. I didn't add Mane, but I'm sorry at this point in time. Mane has actually put his name in the sands of time with the quality football he has played. Not scored too many goals, just 2, just like Salah, but he has been brilliant for his team and has been a leader. Hopefully, we'll get to see the best of football and let the better team win.
Amen to that. Thanks again, Azu. I appreciate everyone who sent in messages. We'll carry on the broadcast. We're counting down to the third place game, to the finale. Tomorrow is Friday, bright and early, 7:05. We've got Sports Drive for you. But up next is the chat station. Adat Blessing standing by. I'm Imara Latim. Arrivederci.
They've all assembled.
Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear?